Podtacular episode 423, Guardians Unite for the announcement day of Halo 5 Guardians, May 16th, 2014. Hello everybody, welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I'm your host, Duststorm, and on this momentous occasion, we have the release of Halo 5 Guardians that was released earlier this morning at 3 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and we are here with a major panel of people to talk about the announcement, to talk about what this means for Halo, what this means for the Halo community, and just all of our reactions in general. Starting off, my loyal co-host, Brent Gamer.
Hey, everybody.
We got next Greenskull from Ray Up Live, his Captain Awesome of the band Captain Awesome and the Frankie Grenades.
Oh man, come on. You introduced I don't know who this Greenskull guy is. I'm obviously Captain Awesome of the band Captain Awesome and the Frankie Grenade. Oh, come on. Get it right for once.
From Ready Up Live. Welcome back, Dan.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back. We have Mark Turcotte from Guardian Radio.
Yes, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on here. You know, I gotta come on here and say, hey, what's up with Halo taking our Guardians, man?
Hello.
What's going on here, guys?
Hello.
You didn't register the trademark, so it was open territory, man.
I know.
You gotta get on that.
I know. Let me go get on HostGator right now. I'll be right back.
Next we have Laird from HaloCollector.com.
Hello, Internet.
Hello. Welcome back.
Welcome. Thank you.
And we have Vanirfreyja, community leader at GrifballHub, former admin of BigTeamBattle.net, and co-host of the new podcast, Titanfall Podcast, or Titancast.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hello. Welcome back to the show. And we have two new people that have not been on the podcast whatsoever. This is my first time meeting them. First one is Matty McDee, who moderates r/Halo on reddit.com.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Definitely, man. Glad you can make it out.
Yeah, no worries.
We are excited to see what other communities, other than the ones that we've interacted with before, had to say about this announcement. So we are glad that you're on the show.
News. Big news over there.
Oh, it's definitely huge news. And last but not least, we have Chance King, founder of Destiny Dispatch and Halo Dispatch.
What's up? Thanks for having me, Dustin.
Thank you for being on.
No problem.
So we got a huge panel of people. If you guys have not noticed, we haven't had a big one like this, I think, since our PAX podcast for last year. It's been a while. So this is a great time to be a Halo fan. If you guys have not heard for some reason, I don't know why you're listening to this podcast if you hadn't heard, but Halo 5 was officially announced today, and it will be coming out fall of 2015. It has the subtitle of Guardians, which is why Mark is here to kind of discuss why that might be a trademark infringement, but we'll see after the end of the show whether or not he can put a valid claim on that. And we have some other information, some rumors as well that we'll kind of touch on a little bit later on in the podcast. But guys,
delicious rumors.
Halo 5, it is finally announced. 343 Industries is all just exasperated, is really happy to get this out there. Everyone on Twitter that I follow from 343 has basically said, I can now finally talk about what I've been working on for the past 3 years.
Yeah. So
I want to go around and just get everyone's first reactions to when they saw the article post on Xbox Wire or wherever they found it. What your initial jaw-dropping reactions were when you saw Halo 5 and then Guardians as the title.
that dramatic chipmunk video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can so see Dan doing that. That is the best image ever. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just so unlikely, you know? Like, it just, like, with the Halo 5 and then the subtitle. It's just, like, it's first in, what, is it called the Reclaimer Saga now? That's what the new kind of series is called. It just seems so odd that they'd come out with Guardians, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's interesting.
It was like...
Before in Halo, if you went out of bounds and got killed, didn't it say you got killed by the Guardians?
Guardians.
Yeah, we had it first.
I mean, well, see, that's for me, you know, being from the Destiny side of things. I mean, when Destiny was announced and we heard that they were going to be Guardians, right away we're all like, oh, that's right, you're killed by the Guardians in Halo. That makes sense. And for me, I mean, you asked what was my first reaction. I mean, being so embedded in Destiny, man. And when I saw that subtitle today, I was like, really?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Exactly.
Like, no. Now that's Destiny. Guardians are in Destiny. You know, they're not in Halo anymore. It just seemed odd to me this morning. I mean, that was kind of my first gut reaction. But I mean, definitely excited for the game. But just to me, it's weird. Like, I don't know. I mean, what's the have the Guardians come up any place else? I mean, you guys are more embedded in Halo.
No, it's only been in the multiplayer. It's only been in the multiplayer.
That's what's going to be, well, kind of. That's what's going to be really weird. I don't know if you guys know, there was a level, the multiplayer level in Halo 3 called Guardian. I don't know if you guys remember that. Very popular level, the green tree level, was based on a campaign level that was cut from the game that you actually fought Guardians. And they're kind of just like big sentinel-looking, forerunner, crazy floating guys. But that was cut, so we never actually saw them. So what's really weird to me is that, are they going to just use Guardians to mean something else suddenly because it was never technically in the game? It's just weird to me because I already know what a Guardian should technically look like, and it's like a Sentinel kind of, right? So they know scrapping that and saying that wasn't a Guardian, that never happened because it was cut from the game, whatever. Guardians are now whatever something.
I hope so. I hope there's some story to it because, like, if you think about it, it's like if they just called it Guardian, that was really, really. I was talking to the team. It's like kind of a stupid name. Just Halo 5 Guardian. It didn't fit for me. But at the same time, I was talking to Dave and I was like, well, you know, if we see a trailer or whatnot and there's some like really significant, you know, background to that name Guardian, it was just like, hey, we need a tagline on it. You know, we need a tag on. I guess it makes sense, but I'm really going to have to see more about.
I think what's weird, Chance, is like none of the other named games or numbered games had the subtitle outside of, yes, I was corrected on Twitter earlier. Somebody said
Halo 3 ODST.
Combat
Evolved, exactly.
Or Combat Evolved. And Halo 3 ODST.
Yeah. But ODST was more of a spin-off because it was Halo 3
Don't
ODST.
forget Halo Reach.
But again, not a numbered game. The numbered games never had those subtitles. So why make make that choice?
I would
because
say this as well, and maybe the reason they did that is because Halo 5 is going to have more than one game.
That's a totally valid, right? That's not a bad idea. I mean, because they keep going on and on and on, is emphasizing any chance they get that this is a journey and it begins at this specific point. Like they keep emphasizing this journey aspect for some reason. So maybe that'll make more sense in the future. But something I thought was really interesting that I wanted to lend my voice to was I've done a lot of, and I do a lot of, like I live off SEO essentially, search engine optimization. And one point that not many people have been talking about is that by simply calling their game Guardians, they instantly have taken over all search results for anybody searching for anything to do with Guardians. That's something to think about, right? It's totally true.
Thanks a lot, 343, for killing people searching
Guardians.
Thank you very much.
Because think about this, from here on out, if you're going to search Guardians anywhere, it's not going to come up with Destiny first by any means. Halo automatically takes that spot because it's the title of the game, right? It's going to be so much more referenced everywhere on really high-profile things. So SEO-wise, they just took out a huge chunk of traffic towards Destiny content. So that's just something. I mean, even Destiny Radio. I mean, Guardian Radio, right? Like, unfortunately, you're going to take a hit from this, at least a little bit.
Or they may find us and be confused and then listen to us.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just
that sounds awesome.
That's something that's interesting, though. Is we're going to see some really weird crossover weirdness going on now.
Believe me and Dustin, we've already been doing some weird crossover stuff, man.
What? Don't talk about that, man. Yeah.
It's all been nice and fun.
I did like a Google search of like, I just searched up like Guardian Sentinel or whatever on the Halo wiki, and it's got like some crazy image that kind of looks like the thing in the trailer, in the first initial trailer. Like maybe I'll post it into the Twitch chat.
Did you play? You know the map? Epitaph. Did you ever play Epitaph on Halo 3, like the multiplayer one?
Yeah.
You know the hologram.
Oh yeah, it looks like that. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a hologram structure of a Guardian. Fun fact.
Wow.
Now, you know, you brought up.
Man, I know my stuff tonight.
Yeah, you're just crazy.
I'm on it tonight.
A good point saying that this may not be the only Halo 5 that comes out. Now, what is the lifespan of the 360? Didn't Microsoft say they're going to support it out for 3 years? Could we potentially see a Halo 5 on the 360?
No
kind of like what they're doing with Assassin's Creed.
Oh my god!
I highly doubt they would do a 360.
1% chance.
Because I mean,
they're pushing to Xbox One, right? They want Xbox One sales.
I know, but look at the amount of copies you could sell still because the install base is there on the 360, dude. Why not do both?
That's a good point. Yeah, and it's you definitely have an argument there, but I don't know. I just really don't think they will.
It seems like a long shot, but like Mark said, in sales figures, I mean, it makes a ton of sense. And to call it Halo 5 Guardians and then be like, oh, this one's Halo 5 whatever, just like Assassin's Creed doing with Assassin's Creed Unity, like Mark said, and Assassin's Creed whatever the other one is that we've barely heard anything about, I don't think. But yeah, I think that would make total sense, and it would be cool to have expanded lore on both consoles. You know, it's not the same game, right? So I think that would be pretty sweet. A
la Halo 3 ODST. Halo 5 ODST. Oh my God! Please give me more 3.
Oh gosh!
Halo 5 ODST.
Give me that! Holy crap! I will literally just die.
The only thing to not. Oh gosh! The only thing to that doing the console for the game for the 360 and the Xbox One though is they're redoing the whole engine. They're trying to utilize the hardware that's on the Xbox One, so I don't really see them pursuing a 360 port of the game at all.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, 60 frames per second on the 360
is not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not possible.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I mean, they're looking to. Halo's always been kind of a flagship game to really push the market for the next console. I mean, it was the flagship product for the original Xbox, and they got Halo 3 on the 360, and then they really pushed, or they tried to push the hardware limitations on Halo Reach and then Halo 4. Right. So it's they're going to want that flagship product on their latest and greatest system to really push sales in that way as well. So I highly doubt they would do a 360
if this new
port.
rumor is true. If the Halo Collection rumor is true, then look, you're bringing your install base here already. Look, guys, prepare, get an Xbox One, play all the games, and then play 5 on the same console that you just purchased.
Man,
it just seems way too good to be true.
Yeah,
I know, I agree.
It just seems way too good.
So was Orange Box, though.
Well, not in the sense you're getting every single Halo game in an HD remake on the Xbox One. That seems like a huge task, even outsourced. Even outsourced, it seems like it's such a monumental task.
We don't know how far they've been doing that, right? Like how long they have been thinking about this and working on this.
Because I always thought it was weird that they released, well, not like really that weird, but I feel like with how many kind of, I don't know, hiccups like Halo 4 had, they could have pushed it back and made it a release title with the Xbox One. But they didn't take advantage of that. So it's like they knew that they had some other really great stuff to come out not too long after the one comes out to make up for missing that kind of deadline. Because wasn't there always a Halo title that came out with the release of a new Xbox system?
No.
Not
the 360 did not come with a Halo launch.
Okay, so but the Xbox, the original one did, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought maybe they would do that again, especially because it was 343's first time making one. So like I really thought they were going to do that, and then they didn't. So I thought that was weird. But so then that would make sense if they've been outsourcing to other people to have them help them make these remakes and HD remakes. And like I don't think they have to do a huge HD remake for a Halo 4, but they still need somebody to go and reiterate it on this engine.
In reality, with Halo 4, all you'd have to do is bump it to 1080p, and that game would look next gen if you mess with the textures a bit. That game would look pretty next gen. I've always thought about them just being able to easily port Halo 4 over, but yeah, I mean that package, man. I'm still reading that article over and over again. Like, can that even be real? Is that a thing? Like, holy crap!
And then like the huge question with that rumor is like, how are they going to do multiplayer? Because it wouldn't make sense. I mean, I know a lot of people want Halo 3 multiplayer back and Halo 2 multiplayer back. So
I think it would just be one, right? Like, why not just? I mean, we've heard forever are rumors of Halo 2 Anniversary. So it would make a lot of sense that you got this whole package, all campaign, except if you multiplayer, you got the entire Halo 2 experience. I think that makes the most sense.
Right.
To me.
Well, isn't that what they did with Anniversary, Dan? Where it was like,
kind of, in a way,
where you basically had Reach's multiplayer.
You had Reach's the multiplayer, yeah.
Right.
But the thing people want for Halo 2 Anniversary is they want the original multiplayer engine with the few bug patches and updated network code, the graphics upgrade, and all that stuff. They want that
dual wielding
familiar.
Zanzibar.
I just want the gameplay. I wouldn't exactly.
They don't want not a map pack, but an actual experience that's ported into the Xbox One platform.
Yeah, I think a map pack would be the worst thing you could possibly do at this point.
Yeah, I saw something on Reddit where the guy mentions that if we got all of the campaigns for the games, then what they would do is they would take one of the engines, Halo 2, or whatever they wanted to do, and they would get the best maps out of those games and put them in a multiplayer experience.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Oh, interesting.
That would be sick. Like, to have, the best maps from Halo 2, 3... and CE plus Halo 4, I guess. You could throw in Haven or something if you wanted to. But have all those multiplayer maps with, the basis core of Halo 2 Anniversary, how that feels. That would be pretty sick, in my opinion.
I think it would just be great if you take just the gameplay elements and stuff like that. Maybe do something with the netcode, update it a bit, and just re-release a Halo 2 Anniversary. Or, sorry, release a Halo 2 Anniversary. Just a prettier Halo 2.
Yeah, and that's what everyone wants. They want the experience kind of left untouched, except for an upgraded graphics engine, updated netcode. Exactly. And I hear a lot of people wanting the bugs still in there, the glitches, the super bounces, and all that stuff.
That's controversial. I think we should talk about that because I think...
let's do that. I know this is supposed to be Halo 5, but Halo 2 Anniversary is rumored to be coming out this year. Yeah. And, I mean, we're talking... the latest and greatest in Halo news at the moment. So, let's talk about that for a couple of seconds. I know for personally, me, I wouldn't mind if the super bounces got taken out. Yeah. But I know a lot of people really want that just cut to the core experience. Don't touch anything.
Yeah, no.
Just update graphics. But a lot of, if you think about it though, a lot of those were glitches, or some of those were glitches based off of the graphics engine and not being able to really pinpoint where you were and how your Spartan collided with the geometry. If you update the graphics engine, then a lot of those are naturally going to go away.
Yeah. Yep. Dustin, some of my best memories, dude, of Halo 2 though were actually just glitching out of the map. Yeah, so fun. Just going in matches, with my friends and just hey, let's try to get out of this map and just do that. And don't change it. I hope that stuff is in there, and if it is, what just a tip of the hat to the fans that would be. If they're able to keep that kind of stuff in there, I think that'd be great. Are they? Probably not, though.
Yeah, I really doubt it.
The only one I have a problem with is BXR, potentially getting one-shotted and stuff like that. I never played Halo 2 multiplayer to begin with, except on a computer for a couple of games, and they turned it off, and I got all sad and went into a corner and cried. But
if you take out BXR,
BXR was incredibly hard to pull off, though. It was more than situational. If you got a BXR off, that was a good. You were good, bro. If you got a kill off a BXR, you were a good player.
You're talking about steep learning curve right there, pretty much.
It to me it just seems like it's situational. You could just run around in BXR, but it's entirely situational button glitch, at least in my opinion. But.
Mm-hmm. If you take out BXR and super bounce, it's like taking Warthog jumping at a Halo 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you could take the glitches out and you could still have a core, fun Halo game. Yeah. But I can understand the appeal. I'm on neither side of it.
I think people would quickly get over not being able to super bounce. Oh, this sucks! Nobody cares. Let's go back.
Take it back.
Yeah. I was more talking about the shot glitches and the BXR and the BXB.
Yeah, I think if the first thing that would go would be stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's very controversial. I don't think that's going to really make or break for people getting it because for nostalgia's sake. I think people that are kind of on the fence of that will still go out and get Halo 2 because it is just that classic experience that really feeds that just need to go back to how Halo was to really get that sense of, okay, this is what Halo was in the past. This is, for the most part, what Halo is to me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are looking for that experience, and they want Halo 2 to fulfill that. And I would say it sounds like with everything that's happened, and with most of the rumors that have been predicted coming true, that we're going to get a Halo 2 anniversary of sorts that is going to be mostly focused on nailing that classic multiplayer, trying to leave that as untouched as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
So... but let's get back to let's get back to Halo 5.
What is your classic experience though?
Before we get on to that though, we do have someone joining us for a little bit. SaUcEySOARS over from TeamBeyond.net is in the stream with us. What's up, Joey?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yo.
Hey, not much.
Yo.
We were talking a little bit earlier about first impressions on the announcement this morning. You have stuff you want to kind of share with what your first reactions were to the news?
Yeah, man. I'm just excited to get away from Halo 4, to be honest. I'm just excited for something brand new to just be fresh. I'm just not... Halo 4 didn't really do it for me, so I'm just excited to kind of get out of this Halo slump mode and let's hop on the hype train,
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say on Twitter and just kind of talking with friends that a lot of people haven't been as excited for Halo since Halo 3 with this announcement.
Yeah, for some reason I'm in like one image and I've just been all day just giddy.
Yeah,
and I don't even know why.
Yeah. Same
I can't even explain it. I'm like, wait, why? Especially, not from me personally, but especially from how many people, always are very vocal about how much they didn't like Halo 4 and stuff, to see this insane spark up again, like it's just within a day, Halo's back. Like it feels like it's back. Just the vibe and everyone coming together and just making videos, and the views on some of these videos I've been getting, like on my videos and stuff, it's insane. So like it's just awesome how many retweets everyone's doing. Like it's just all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, it's trending. It was trending on Twitter, was it not? I mean, on my little Twitter thing, it was trending. Still is. Halo 5, yeah. So I mean,
the first time I've seen Halo trend in
exactly.
Forever.
That's why I'm like
forever.
Crap.
Yeah,
feels good, man.
Holy crap!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great to see it come back.
Brings us together on said podcasts like these.
Oh, group hug.
Yeah.
I think a good kind of precursor to all this, though, is look at the way that 343 has changed since their development with Halo 4, and kind of them staying quiet and hiring on community people. I mean, they've hired on Ghostayame, they've hired on Grim Brother 1. There's all these people that are going into 343 that we know are very, very big fans of Halo, that are out there kind of fighting the fight for Halo, and 343 is pulling them in. And I think it's good to see that we as a community are finally getting a voice within the game. And I think that's part of it. It's like we see this trend of 343 doing something that was totally against what they did for Halo 4. And then when the Halo 5 announcement comes out, when we finally have something solid before E3, everyone just explodes.
It feels like a 180, dude. Like, it honestly feels like Halo 4.
It really does.
They were just like, let's do our own thing, right? Let's do our own thing, whatever. And it didn't seem like they really took community feedback too seriously. Or like, I think they heard it, but they didn't implement a lot of things that people wanted. And then you look at this time around, definitely seems like a heavy competitive focus there's like 6 people hired that are all hyper competitive people, like straight out of the community. And that's insane. So I feel like it's just the complete opposite. Like they're taking all the community feedback, and that's really what needs to happen,
Yeah, and as you said there, like, and community members, like, I mean, Grim, right? Like we got Grim joining the team.
But you know who this new 343 sounds like? They sound like Bungie to me. I mean, that's what Bungie's like MMO has been for years, man, is, listening to the community. They've always been in great touch with the community, hiring people from the community. I mean, Deej, the community manager right now, is a community member. Was a huge community member with TTL and his clan. So,
the same thing. Now, you're a good point. Yeah.
With
Luke
Halo
Smith
4, they kept it so close. Yeah, exactly. Luke Smith, they kept it so
Brian
close.
Gerard were all super close to the community.
Yeah, man. So to look at, finally,
same with Sketch,
gets it, that works. Sketch, listen to your community, pull the community people in, because they're the ones that, number one, made your game what it is today for you. So bring them in and just let them help you make it even better.
And they'll keep it real with you too. They won't sugarcoat it either. Like, you pull in some industry guy who wants to keep his job. It's different from like you pulling a community member who wants the game to be the best, and he doesn't like give a you know what I mean? Yep. Like he's not gonna make it seem like it's from Candyland if he says, these guys, like, they're gonna say that something sucks. They're not gonna be like, oh well, let's patch it later. They're gonna be like, no, this sucks, take it out.
Right.
For sure.
Well, and I guess the first quote I'll take out of the Xbox Wire article, Bonnie Ross, general manager for 343, says, it's a game that will hopefully demonstrate the talent, learnings, and abilities of 343 Industries team. A game that will incorporate the things we learned from Halo 4 about technology, aesthetics, performance, and scale, and perhaps more importantly, understanding and embracing a community of gamers who love what lies at the heart of this game and the limitless potential of the Halo universe.
That's exactly what I was giving all day. That quote right there, I was like, yep, okay. 343 knows what they need to do. They got their head in the game now. They realized that Halo 4 was good, but could have been way better. And now, they're taking in all these community members like we were talking about. they're listening to us, and boom, here we go. That's why when I woke up this morning, I was just like, all right, I'm ready. I'm on the train. There's no stopping this train.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, this year's it's been good lately in general. I mean, Bungie has been absolutely killing it with community interaction. It's just been like shout out to Deej and the people. Like they've been doing an awesome job. So it's going to be really exciting to see that continue going on into Destiny and continue on into Halo 5 with 343 stuff. It just seems like the age of community interaction.
Yep.
Yeah, I think 343 kills it with the community. Like with Halo 4, I thought Halo 4 was a pretty bad game, but then the only thing that kind of made up for it was 343 kind of BS Angel, you know, Jess, and like she's one of the nicest people I think I've ever met in like the gaming world, and that kind of made up for it. So if you couple that with a good game and their community interaction, which I think is their strong point, there's really no kind of limit to where the next Halo could go for sure.
Yeah. Right. Well, she ran that old blog on Bungie.net. Potty McBloggy. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So I could see why she got the gig.
So you guys are all on the train. You guys are on the train then, from what it sounds like.
Yes, pretty much. I think we're on the hype train.
I want to hop on the train, man, but I got one foot on the train, but I need to see some gameplay. You know, I need to see something.
Pull him in.
Yeah, I need to see something else. I mean, it's cool. The artwork and stuff looks cool, and I like the hires, but
I think all they'd have to do was show a picture of the 1 to 50 ranks or something like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, dude. If I see at E3, if there's like a trailer where there's like a multiplayer trailer and they show a guy sprinting around the map, I'll be like super disappointed.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I mean?
what that's what Golden Boy was saying in his video.
The first clip is just some guy like sprinting. If we had a good one, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a different opinion on sprint, but that's for a later podcast.
Yeah.
I could probably go back and forth for like 10 hours about it.
Yeah. But I mean, that I think just proves that they're really trying to focus on bringing Halo back to the community, really focusing on what the community feels that Halo is to them. And I hesitate to really say that 343 is going to do everything for the community because not all the gamers know what they want. But I think with the people they've hired, it is kind of more the core of Halo. They know what Halo is. They know what Halo's been in the past. They've been there since nearly the beginning. So they're hiring good people that are very knowledgeable about the universe and can really adjust to the kind of environment that Halo has. But in terms of like 343 completely listening to the community, I think that's going to be somewhat of a sensitive talking point for a lot of communities. Again, it is 343's game, but if they want to be successful, they need to incorporate the community into it. Not necessarily do everything that they want, but they need to incorporate, deliberate, and really be open to kind of sharing what's going on. I think a good example of that is how Titanfall really interacted with the community during the betas, during the alphas, and during the whole process leading up to launch. I mean, if you look at Titanfall as it launched, a lot of the hype around that was based off of the community because the community was so interested. There was the gameplay at PAX Prime. There were the pre-tests before the launch. I mean, there's a lot of hype there. And I think if 343 really kind of opens up to the community a bit more than they have for Halo 4, then a lot of that kind of growth is going to be fostered. And Halo 5, I think, is going to be a lot more accepted by the Halo crowd.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way to do that is beta, right? I mean, that's one of the best ways to come out and say, okay, guys, we listened. Now try it. Okay, there's things that you don't like. Well, tell us. That's what we need. We don't need to be playing the beta when the game drops. We don't want a Battlefield 4 kind of incident where it's just kind of like, okay, I'm essentially playing in a beta and they're trying to fix this stupid game while I'm trying to enjoy it, right?
Yep.
We need a beta. They need to release it. They need to let us play it and be like, okay, here's your strong points, here's your weak points, and let them go off on it. Hopefully they'll fix it, and we'll see. But we really do, I think, need a beta, and people need to realize that we really need to take this beta and say, okay, we really play this as if we're trying to help them, not just try and play it early. We don't want to look at it that way. We really want to try and help 343 because I think they really, really are listening now, like what Bonnie said in the article. So, I mean, I think a beta is mandatory at this point.
Yep. Well, Chance, you know what? I bet you could pre-order your Master Chief Saga and get access to the beta.
More than likely. 100%, yeah. It's probably going to happen.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, no, it blew. It just
Mark
blew
just
me
confirmed
away.
it.
Yep,
When
confirmed.
the way
Updated wiki.
Respawn though handled like everything prior to launch was just like I was blown away. Like the way that they let everybody into the beta eventually, the way that they just essentially did everything up until launch was actually really well handled.
For sure.
You guys like Titanfall, man? Sounds like you guys like it.
Yes.
I've been kind of
Yes.
getting
It's
losing a
pretty
bit of love
okay.
for it, but yeah.
I got bored within like 3 weeks, honestly.
I'm with
I
you,
was
Chance.
playing
I got
it,
bored
and I was
too,
like,
man.
yeah, it's fun. This is cool. It lived up to the hype the first week, and I was like, okay. Second week, yeah, okay. Third week, oh, I'm done. I
started to
really,
weigh
I
on
was just like,
Maybe I'm just a or something, but I bought it, played it for one day, and I'm like, I can't go into a damn custom lobby. There's no ranks. There's more XP.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
laid out bullshit. And I'm like, dude, I just bought Battlefield 4 again, man. Like, you said.
yeah, I mean, it felt early.
You're gonna
Felt early
patch in.
release, honestly.
You're gonna patch in custom games, dude. Like Call of Duty
Yeah.
1 on Windows 95 had custom games. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
I don't know.
Well-
This show is just disappointing. And then they're trying to sell DLC and team passes. I'm like, you gotta be shitting, man. Don't shove this down my throat if you don't have half of the mandatory like features that every other next gen game has. You know, like good
Right.
God,
Yep, I agree
that shit
with
was
that.
disappointing to me.
Yeah,
I got the
mean,
season pass when it came out, and
I'm sorry,
I don't
man.
mind the
Sorry for your
DLC.
loss, dude.
No, I don't. The DLC maps are fine. I've been playing with some friends. It's fun for
I can
like a bit. I
actually
can't.
sit down and play Titanfall for hours by myself. Like, I couldn't do that in Halo 4 and just play with randoms and
Yeah,
matchmaking.
it really gives me the
couldn't-
one more game syndrome. So many
You can
times.
play
I'm like,
Titanfall
I'll do one more.
Yeah.
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 You can really play
I-
Titanfall for hours long. I can't play one game. I can't play 2 games of that. Like I get so bored.
I'm a
I don't
fan.
know.
I think it
There've
depends
been
on who
plenty
you
of
play
nights
with,
where
honestly.
There have been plenty of nights where I've gone into Titanfall and I play for like 5 or 6 hours on end straight.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
With
man.
I
with
can't
having to
do
wake up
that.
5
You
hours
guys are
later.
I've been able to do that since Halo 3.
Halo 3, really? Yeah.
Sometimes in Halo Reach, but not by myself. Like, I can just sit and play with random people by myself in Titanfall for hours and hours and hours. And
Yeah.
I don't know. That's gotta
can
mean
do
I
Halo
like it,
2,
so.
Halo 2 and Halo 3, I could do that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
really
in
good.
custom games on Halo 3. Playing like trash compactor and stuff. I'd be
I
or
love
duck
Trash
hunter or whatever, and I'd just be sitting there all day long playing that and playing
All
that
day
and
duck
playing
hunt.
that.
Oh my god.
I mean, so regardless of like whether or not we can, like, we're fans of the game, I think with how Titanfall is perceived and how a lot of people play it, though, it does give a sense of it is still possible to come out with a good game that people will latch onto and really get involved with. And I hope, well, I mean, of course we all hope this, but I hope that Halo 5 kind of brings back that sense of, oh, this is like the greatest game on the Xbox that you can possibly get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
For sure.
right now it seems like Titanfall is that game. And there's really no reason why Halo 5 can't be that game either.
That's,
I mean,
dude, that's pathetic, dude. Titanfall is like not that game to me. Like it's the best game out now, but it's like, ugh, you know.
That's saying a lot when you say that Titanfall is the best game out right now.
That's pathetic. They need to sell. They need a game to sell some consoles. So I think they're gonna.
And you really don't like that Titanfall, do you?
Dude,
Oh my goodness.
Titanfall sucked. I got so mad when I played it, and I'm just like, dude, I spent $60 on this, and that guy at the counter tried to sell me the season pass. Imagine I bought that. Dude. I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. I actually thought Battlefield was pretty good if it just wasn't.
Broken.
Oh,
Completely
Can't,
broken.
I can't play
Yeah.
it. I mean,
game
it's
wasn't
better
broken,
now,
it was
but
sick.
I can't play it.
It's
Yeah.
like it left a bad taste in my mouth. After it was broken, I was just like, okay, I really can't get into it now.
Yeah, you just don't want to play it anymore. You know?
Right,
It's
yeah,
just
you
like
just-
first impressions, you're done.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the way I play games, but it's like I hate it when somebody is on the roof, and that happens a lot in Battlefield, and you just have to wait so long. It's like, oh, he killed me. I gotta wait. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just
10
it's
seconds or
too
so.
slow
That
for
makes me quit,
but
too.
It's
I'm just
fast.
like,
I don't know. It's
Freaking campers. On the roof.
Yeah.
shit in TDM is just beyond me. Why that's not patched to be like a death area. Because there's this one map where you literally cannot get up there because they can lock the ladder or something
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't get up there, and you have to shoot them from the ground, but you can't because they're on the high ground, obviously.
Because they're pro with their sniper rifle somehow.
Exactly.
And pop you in the head.
It's so stupid. But I don't know.
So here's an interesting question that kind of involves Titanfall, and I think maybe why, at least for some people, I don't know if SaUcey, you feel exactly this way, but it seems like a lot of games, and especially with the Call of Duty series, are getting faster and faster and faster. And a lot of people with Halo want it to be slowed down. They don't want sprint in there. They want it to be a little bit more of a strategic battle like it was back in Halo 2 and Halo 3. Do you think that's going to survive and kind of where a lot of these games are heading a little bit more into a faster paced thing? Or do you think that pulling it back with something like Halo will kind of help reinforce...
I kind of feel like Halo 2 Anniversary will be that test. Like, we get the original Halo 2 multiplayer back, right? So if people are buying that and they're playing what we love from Halo, I think that'll be the really true test as to if people will get involved.
You guys want the old style? Here is literally the old style.
Yeah,
right.
This is it.
If you don't play it, then maybe you guys don't like it as much as you say you do. It would be an interesting test.
Exactly.
Here's my opinion. So, I think that Halo will not be a slow game if you remove sprint. It is still a fast game, and I think people want a difference. I think people don't want to play ADS games. Well, they do, but like they don't want to play that all the time. They don't want to play that every launch, every release. And I think the casual community and I think the competitive community want the same thing. I don't think there's that divide anymore, especially with Halo. I don't know. You may or may not agree with me, SaUcey, on that one, but
I mean,
I think there's minor differences, but
yeah, minor. But we both want the same thing. You essentially just want a Halo that you can play.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I think a lot of like more casual people would agree with me that like it's we're down for pretty much in like how we always get put in this corner that like, oh, we'll just play anything we want. Well no. Like I want the game to be fun and something enjoyable and interesting and stuff, and so like, but like I'm cool with having that original style back because we grew up on that. Like that's the style we love, or whatever. A lot more like the slower pace and the just going back, get rid of some of the stuff, get rid of sprint and stuff like that. Totally cool with that. So long as there are those options. There's stuff that we became so used to, right? That like, I know. Well,
but I think for the multiplayer stuff, for the matchmaking stuff, there needs to be that sense of competitiveness.
Yeah,
there needs to be that sense of, okay, you're going in and you are teaming up and you're matching yourself up with people that you're playing against. And if you're a good player, you're going to do well. If you're a bad player or not such a great player, then it should put you down a little bit more with people that is more your level, so you can actually have fun. Yeah. One of the things that I thought was good with, but Titanfall for me is still fun. But in Halo 2 and Halo 3 though, there was definitely a skill gap, a skill curve, and for me it was a challenge. It was always something that's like, okay, I'm at this level, I want to get to this level. I need to play more and more to really get there, and it was a challenge, and it was fun. Because it was challenging. Where with Halo Reach and Halo 4, it's just you go in with random people that drop out of games, and it's not fun.
Yeah, but Dust, it wasn't even that too. It was having the loadouts and all that too.
Yeah,
kind of unbalanced.
Yeah.
Going back to, I mean, that was the one.
Oh my gosh!
Staple
Please
of Halo,
take away loadouts.
like,
please take away loadouts.
It's a game. It's like Halo is like, if you just think about it, it's a game of chess or like any sport. The field is always the same when you go into those maps. You know where the power weapons are. Everybody's starting with the same weapons, and you just go in with that. As soon as they introduced the loadouts, it just threw in wild cards, which. At the time, you look at other shooters, Call of Duty, things like that, were putting in loadouts. So, of course, I guess the pressure was there for them to do that. Yeah. But it changed the game. Now, I ask you guys, would they be willing to go back and put Halo 5 launch without having that?
They should go back. I mean, like, they went and said, okay, casual guys, we have sprint, we have loadouts. This is, we have all this stuff like Call of Duty and Battlefield. Now come over here. We might be sacrificing a bit of the competitive community to adjust to more casual gamers. Now come over, and now we're seeing some very terrible numbers in the matchmaking for Halo 4. So that proves that people don't want to play Call of Duty and Halo. They have Call of Duty. I have Call of Duty to enjoy my Call of Duty. I want my Halo, and my Halo experience comes from the classic Halo. Like, Halo was just so unique. We had Call of Duty 4. We had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 to enjoy those loadouts and all that. But Halo was always so unique, and it just had this feel to it that was like really, really competitive and fun, because you're like, like Dustin was mentioning, you're like, okay, I'm 30 something now. I want to get up. I want to get up in the ranks. And though you got beat down sometimes, because you would get beat down in Halo 3's multiplayer by people who are better than you, you're like, I don't care. I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna do better this time, and I'm going to rank up. And then when you hit that moment, you're like, oh my gosh, I did it. And that was so much fun getting to that point. You know what I'm saying? And with Halo 4, they had their Call of Duty like ranking system that was like, okay, I got to this in like a week. I got to 130 in like a week. This is like
we just need social and ranked lists again. I still think that's the best way. Like, I think that made the most sense to me. Because those times where I was just like, I'm the kind of guy that I do enjoy ranked every now and then, but not always, because it's just so much pressure and I get stressed out. And sometimes I just want to relax. Yeah. I was like, I'm just gonna run into a game of Team Slayer on social rather than ranked, so I can actually just chill and not worry about my rank or anything.
So hard and...
Very true.
Well, and I think the casual audience of what I consider the core audience of Halo, the ones that are kind of still there, really involved with the franchise, is they understand where the competitive stuff lies, and they like to see that because it is something that makes Halo unique. It is something that really draws out the true experience. But they want, like Greenskull said, you want to have that time where you can go and just relax.
Right.
But I think that competitive nature in Halo is something that has fostered the community, and it's something like you go into LAN parties back in like 2002, 2003, 2005, and you are there in the heat of battle with your buddies,
sure.
and you're going head to head, and that in and of itself is naturally competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And you take that away with all the crap that we've added in Halo Reach and Halo 4 with loadouts, with ordnance, with a crap ton of other stuff.
So you're saying we need to bring back the virtual coach?
What do you mean?
Well, you played with your buddies on the couch, right?
Yeah.
So bring back the virtual coach.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
That's what you're saying is you want that experience. Bring back the virtual coach.
Yeah. Well, you just want simplicity, I think, when it comes to Halo. Okay, that's like when I think about Halo, I'm thinking, okay, so I have my gun, he has his gun. More than likely, they're the same gun because we spawned with the same weapons, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna fight to get to that rocket launcher on top of the, I'm thinking of. Different maps from Halo 3 or whatever. I'm going to fight for that rocket launcher. Okay.
Yeah, you had to earn power weapons.
Right. You have to really fight.
You had to know when they were going to be there.
Exactly.
That's what
there's a lot more strategy involved in the Halo franchise, I think, or it has been. More. There's a lot been more strategy than pretty much any other first-person shooter. Well, I guess Battlefield if you're really focusing on squad matches, but other than that, there is a hell of a lot of strategy in Halo.
Yeah.
I think Call of Duty
knowing how the map flows.
Call of Duty has more strategy now than Halo does. You can't, I've been listening to you guys, like what you're saying, about competitive and all this stuff. I mean, you can't, for Halo 4, you can't, this just goes for, life. You can't straight copy somebody and expect to be majorly successful or for it to be a major success. When I play Halo, I don't want to sprint around the map. Right. It waters down the gameplay. It's not competitive. It's stupid to me. If I want to mess around and play like that, I'll play Call of Duty where it actually works. You know what I mean? You don't need to you don't need to force these features into a game where it's not going to work just because Call of Duty is selling, you know? Mm-hmm. That's sad to me, man.
I mean, personally, I don't. I struggle to rip on their decision initially. Obviously it didn't work. But especially if you're among friends, you're in this board group, and I can see myself in their position. That's why I've always been kind of on the fence about some of these things. Is that at some point there's been enough people there that agreed that this would be something to at least worth try, and it could have worked. And if it did, every discussion would be completely different. Right? I mean, totally flipped. But obviously, people didn't like it. But I always I can never knock them for trying something. Didn't work. Let's go back. Right?
Yeah.
At least props for doing it, but it didn't work.
People knock it because the competitive community, gets a really bad rap for being negative or being or being whatever. I'll tell you right now, if a restaurant serves me a piece of for food, I'm not just gonna sit there and eat it. I'm gonna be like, hey man, this food sucks, so you do better the next time. You know what I mean?
Right?
So
Exactly.
If you just sit there and take it, if you sit there and play,
you don't ever get better.
Buy these games. They think they're doing something right. If you don't ever give them that feedback, if you give them the feedback good try, maybe next time, no, man, I'll straight up tell them like, hey, this didn't work. I didn't have fun. I don't want to play your game. Fix it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And it seems like that's kind of the route that they're taking with Halo 5.
Yep.
They see they see kind of what happened with
the feedback, right?
Yeah, with everyone's reaction, how steep or how quickly it went from the top of the game, and then after like 2 weeks, dipping below where Reach was at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, that when we saw those numbers, that was kind of like, oh crap.
No,
I mean, seriously.
Really well, but like sustainability, like longevity of the game was bad because the game, I feel like, to have that, to run the distance, it needs to be competitive, in my opinion. It needs something that brings people back over and over and over again to play. You know, Halo 3, I was trying to get a 50 for 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I had a 50, but you keep playing it over and over and over again because it's fun to compete. And that's what brought me back. You know, I feel like there needs to be something. I didn't really agree with them. This is another thing, man. It's completely off topic, but they were like so afraid with Halo 4 to make it competitive to the point where like they're hiding your ranks and you have to go check it on Waypoint. You know, I just feel like, I don't know, man. I didn't get it. Like yeah, people talk shit to you in matchmaking, or they were so afraid of a player feeling like they weren't good enough or something because they didn't have a high rank that they just like had to hide everything. I just don't understand it.
Well, did they think like they were dealing with 9-year-olds? Right? 9-year-olds or something, you know? People who would go cry about, like if I was playing Halo 3.
The game is
like,
rated M for mature, you know? Like,
right, exactly. So if I'm getting dogged on, I'm going to try and do better. That's my attitude. If someone's like going, oh, your rank is terrible, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try my hardest to kick your butt and rank up. I mean, that I don't understand why they took the ranks and put them on Waypoint. That still boggles my mind that they would even think that the competitive community would enjoy that.
They might as well have put up a paywall. That's how deterrent it was. Like, they might as well put up, it cost 50 cents to see PayPal to see your rank because you had to jump through flaming hoops on Waypoint to see it. And you can't do that, man. You got to put it in the game, make it easy for people to see. And they did have some valid excuses for like why they didn't buy. I just don't understand the reasoning at the start. Right. You know, I don't know.
The fact that there had to be a third-party app for you to check it easier was another thing that was
that's just
absolutely
all of it's flaming hoops, man. All of it's just like not easy. Not
should be this hard just to check my rank. Goodness, should be this hard.
You can't have multiple steps like that for people to do because 90% of the people do it.
I'd rather have 343 learn so many lessons in their first game than their second game.
Completely agree.
So I'm happy if all this could have gone wrong according to whoever. It happened with the first one, and it shouldn't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't look at the Halo 4 and go, oh, 343, you just suck. You're a sucky company. You'll never be able to make a good Halo game again. Like some people I've seen in the community, like I still have faith in 343. Like you were saying, Dan, they tried it and they failed. Okay,
didn't work.
We get it. They failed, so they're going to move on.
Yeah,
from what we can tell.
But to that point, though, there were definitely signs within the Halo community. It's like, we don't want Call of Duty. We don't want Call of Duty. We don't want this kind of stuff. And we saw a trend to that a little bit with Reach, and people were commenting on it before Halo 4 came out. We see this trend. We don't want this to happen.
They had this vision, though, and we didn't get to start seeing that vision until we were close to the game's release. So they were going to have to do some major changes to the game by that same year when they started showing us in March to the release date, or push it back in order to, you know, classify the experience, I guess, or change it up. You know what I'm saying? They had built the campaign missions, first of all, with sprint and armor abilities in mind. And then the multiplayer, they had built the maps with sprint and armor abilities in mind. Yeah. So they would have had to do a lot of backtracking to get Halo 4 to where we wanted it to be when we were first, you know, hyping the game up, right? So
but why
afterwards they tried. I mean, they did try, sort of.
They could just give us a game type with
But why? I mean, another thing is they broke the 3-year dev cycle for Halo with Halo 4. And it's like, why? There must have been a reason why Bungie did the 3-year dev cycle for Halo in the past. Why rush it?
Right.
Yeah.
And they could have waited for the console launch. They knew it was going to be coming the next year. Why? I mean, they're Microsoft. They would have had those prototypes well in advance.
Right.
I mean, it could have been a launch game.
People often forget that, like, especially when I hear how some people talk about 343 or Halo 4 or whatever, that like they make it seem like it's this like, you know, two guys in a basement that went like, let's make an awful game, right? Like, no, like obviously too often people forget that it's, you know, we have this big company and they're trying to make something that they are very, very passionate about, right? Like it must be awful to make a game and have these people just, you know, rip on it and not like it or whatever. It sucks and it's a learning experience and everyone gets that at some point. But, you know, it's not like they weren't trying. They had these ideas that they really did think would work and would resonate well with the community. It's not like they were out to, you know, to get anybody, but they just
to kill Halo. They were out to kill Halo, Dan.
Halo 4 made it.
Some people talk like that.
Halo 4 to me seems like it was made by people who weren't necessarily gamers or like people who played Halo in the past. They just like, it seemed like some industry business people were calling the shots because it was so left of center. And even Halo Reach, man. We haven't had a good Halo game, in my opinion, since Halo 3. And that's, like, sad to me.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the dev cycle being 3 years and even 2 or whatever. That's good and bad for Halo because if there's a bad game that comes out, you're stuck with it for 3 years. You know what I mean? 2 or 3 years. And that's terrible. But
that's right.
if there's a good game, it's the complete opposite. But, I mean, in my opinion...
But I think with Halo 4, it's kind of proven the fact that they need that dev time to really iron out the experience.
Of course, man. They definitely need the dev time.
And in beta, like I was talking about, like...
Yes, I agree.
Beta is a thing, like, you do a good while in advance. Because, you know, a lot of betas nowadays are betas because it's just basically letting people get in early and play the game, right? You know, some betas are like a month maybe before the game drops. What are you really going to be able to change drastically in a month? You know what I'm saying? So I think developers need to start taking betas more seriously and releasing them pretty darn early on so that the community can help them out. You know what I'm saying? So and I don't know why Halo 4 didn't have a beta when they were like so adamant on changing everything. It's like they should have had a beta so us Halo gamers that were super hyped about the game could have been like, okay, this doesn't work. And that could have given them a bunch of time to work on it and make it work by the time Halo came out. And then post-launch could have been even more work, you know, to get it to where it should have been, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I think, like I said, beta is super important for 343 at this point. I mean, we are hyped. We went crazy just over this little, you know, title, essentially, that really isn't that good of a title. So, you know, I don't know. I think beta has to happen for a lot of gamers out there who are like Halo gamers. They're like, okay, I'm excited, 343, but I'm not going to jump on this hype train until I see gameplay one or I get to get hands-on time with it to know if this is going to be a true Halo experience. So I think
you can't sell people potential, man. Like, you got to show me something. You know what I mean? Like, you can never sell somebody, oh, this game's going to be sick. Like, show me it. Show me this. Show me the sickness, you know what I mean?
Show me the sickness.
I wish that were true, but
down with the sickness.
Look at Kickstarter, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that is true. That's a good point, dude. But a lot of Kickstarters, a lot of people like fail that.
So I guess you can't actually sell people on nothing.
You can sell potential, but there's like a 50-50 shot you're gonna get screwed up.
Right.
Yeah, that's so true. But you know, even Kickstarter sometimes has little trailers. Gameplay trailers to show off.
That's all just hype.
The game.
That's some hype shit. That's every Kickstarter is obviously like usually, hey, I have an idea, please give me money type of thing.
One of the best Kickstarters ever. Ouya, loved it.
Oh yeah, super fail of a console.
Dude, that's all I play nowadays. You guys played that Towerfall?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's better than the Xbox One. Way more powerful than the PlayStation. Man, it can do 1080p all day, every day. No kidding, you. Yeah, it's a bomb.
Was Halo 4 our Ouya, dude?
Ooh, since it kind of was.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah,
it was. Holy cow.
Maybe not that bad. Ouya tanked pretty hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I mean, you know, my Halo at least has something and can entertain me for more than.
It wasn't absolutely terrible. Like Ouya, you know, it had something going for it. Like I said, yeah.
You know, Halo didn't give me the deep shame and regret and just wetness of my body from going, why did I fund something that I didn't know what was gonna happen? I learned a life lesson.
They get a lot of money. I didn't see their Kickstarter.
No. Well, they got funded pretty well, but they kind of tanked after that.
Like a couple million or something?
Yeah, they made like 3 million, I think, maybe more on that
Jeez.
Kickstarter. They went way past their goal, way past, and then
All that for a bad idea, man. That's crazy.
Yep, it is pretty crazy.
That's
well,
insane.
Halo 4 sold the most units out of any Halo game. So
People keep trying to argue that with me. I'm like, whenever I try to bring in the argument, it's like, again, like I try to side with everyone here,
dude.
and then it's like everyone. People say maybe the numbers were bad afterwards stuff, but it did sell. Like the people who are like, Halo's never going to sell again. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. Halo 4 sold the most. Halo 5 is also going to sell.
Today proves that. Today proves that with the mass of people coming out of nowhere being like, "Oh my gosh, Halo 5!"
But these aren't Halo 4 fans. These are Halo fans. These are Halo
gamers.
fans
Yeah.
and gamers.
No.
Yeah, and you got to think too. I compare sales to a game to YouTube subscribers. I have a million subscribers. Okay, but I get 50 views per video. My subscriber count is irrelevant. So you look at Halo 4's population, it doesn't matter how much they sold. Who the hell? The population is doing. It's not sustained. Like it's not doing right. And
and I think something that you mentioned a little bit earlier was the fact that you look at just how the community kind of gets involved with it. You have the people that will be in there, really going for it, and then you just have just normal people in there doing stuff, and then it just kind of disappears.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
I mean, to me, it's like you have to take a look at how many people are there, kind of enjoying the experience and getting other people's to play.
Yeah.
And with Halo 4, I feel like what they did was they tried to make it to where it was going to be popular with gamers in general, and really push that from a promotional standpoint. And everyone went out and bought the game, but no one stayed on the game because it wasn't fun. It didn't keep people involved.
Also, not having file share killed like 3 different types.
Oh yeah, that was
like right away. Like even me, I got hit with that. I was like, I want to like do file stuff, but it's like impossible.
Crazy. That was like one of those things. Like, holy crap! How do you miss that?
Theater was broken.
The game without that.
There's no ranks. Like I don't know, man.
Bring back
crazy.
Well,
I think we need like a favorites type of thing. I think that was kind of integral to Halo 3. Bungie favorites was pretty big.
With Halo, I usually tell my friends, I'm like, okay, you need to come play Halo with me, right? So Halo 3, he'd play a little bit. My best friend, he was more of a Call of Duty Battlefield player. He would play every now and then with me, and he'd have a good time. When Halo 4 came along, literally after he played it, he said, "This is like a bad version of Call of Duty." That's what he told me. Yeah. I was like,
and dang. They tried to codify Halo. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
And I was like, really? You think so? And he's like, yeah, dude. I mean, I want to go back and play COD. I mean, I usually have fun on the other Halo games, but I want to go back and play COD. And I was like, all right, we'll play Call of Duty. But yeah,
because they do it better, dude. All the features in Call of Duty work. You can't full speed it into Halo and expect it to be fun. I just don't get that's what I was saying. Like some guy in a high rise on Microsoft was like, looked at Call of Duty numbers and is like, let's
it sells so much. Let's do this.
Yeah.
There's a chat going on in our Twitch chat now regarding overall sales versus like sustainability, and I totally side with some people here saying that like honestly, let's get real, guys. That like while the community and sustaining numbers are very important to maintain. I honestly, arguably to many people, the most important. According to the companies, it's all dollar signs. Like it is for the most part. That is crucial. So it's going back to the people that are like, oh, Halo's done because no one's playing anymore.
Let me put it this way though. Let me
so well. Like the money is still there.
So let me flip that over on its head though. Whenever you go work for a job,
DLC,
like for me personally, I would stay in a job that I would enjoy doing for a lower wage than I would getting a higher wage doing something that I don't particularly enjoy.
Sure.
It's like you have
to... But I'm saying, like, if you're this game developer, like, they're still patting their backs going, we messed up, but we made a ton of money, let's make the next game, great, right? Like, there's no way in hell those guys are going, like, oh, man, like, the population is down, like, but, I mean, my back pocket is really, really stuffed, so we can try again, right?
They could have made way more money if the game was actually sustainable. You got to think DLC, map packs, all that stuff. Those sell. Like if you don't have a sustainable population, those aren't going to sell very well.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. But I just think not enough people just consider that it is still very important.
Right.
Still, especially higher up in management.
Oh yeah.
The people who are looking down.
That's who I think designed the game. I think they were pulling the strings. Yeah, it sold well, but I'll tell you what, if the same gimmicky garbage like features are in the next game,
I don't think that's that well.
I'm not going to buy it.
Oh, absolutely. The second time it's going to definitely hurt.
Yeah, like you can fool me the first time, like great, like good job, congratulations.
Second time though.
But the second time it's like there's gonna microscope on you, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking if there's some E3 trailer where the dude evades across the map and does an ordnance drop. I'm not buying the game.
Oh, ordnance.
If ordnance is in the game, seriously, they must not want Halo to succeed. Honestly, like that's one of the things that people are like, Halo does not need that. And if it's in the game, I'm gonna be like, seriously, 343, what in the world were you thinking?
Like I'm thinking, and part of me is kind of worried about this idea, but I feel like they might be bringing in this potential Halo 2 anniversary bundle to please us old Halo players, and then they're gonna keep making Halo 5 in the same fashion they made Halo 4.
But they shoot themselves in the foot with that, though. I mean, I guess they don't. In a sense, we all flock to buy Halo 2 Anniversary, right? So they make themselves off those old, grumpy, competitive guys. And then, I guess... But even still, the casual guys didn't like Halo 4. I mean, like I said with my friends, so...
I did,
I've heard people...
I'm in the minority.
I've heard people say, though, that they're not going to buy Halo 2 because they've already played Halo 2
Yeah, that's a stupid argument. Honestly, like, seriously.
Halo 2 is better than
The only reason people stopped playing Halo 2 is because Halo 3 was good, and then they turned off Halo 2 multiplayer. You couldn't.
Well, here's something to consider. We're all thinking of as very big Halo fans and Halo community people. I've actually been looking through comments on general gaming sites, IGN, and stuff like that, where people are different consoles, different things, and I actually have seen that comment there. A ton of people saying, like, yeah, I'm not getting this. I have played the old Halos. Like, I don't get it. Like, that's to say that like everyone wants that is not true. It's the Halo fans that want that. It's not the new random guy who's going to be like, I played that back in the day. Like, I'm not wanting that again. Like, I agree that you really have those different kind of people for sure.
Think about how many more Xboxes have sold since Halo 2 was in its prime. Think about how many more.
That would be a great opportunity to bring it back into it for sure. For sure.
If they could do the same multiplayer, and just for the record, I heard you guys talking about glitches earlier. I think, Dan, you said that would be the first thing to go, if I recall correctly. And
I really think it would.
In the CE remake, they left all the glitches in.
Let me pose this question.
Well, there was no multiplayer. Was the thing.
There should have been multiplayer, though.
If there was, that's the thing. I don't know. I just really don't think that it's going to stick around.
Do you not want them to be in?
I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be interesting. It'd be unique. It'd be cool having that full experience, and that people will talk about it and stuff. But I just don't think I'm trying to, as much as possible, separate what I want from what makes sense
from
as
reality.
Like a game company. Yeah, I really don't think they would be left in.
I'm also really curious to see if Halo 2, because Halo 2 Anniversary, if it doesn't have multiplayer, then Halo 2 was multiplayer, That was like the greatest multiplayer experience I've had on the Xbox. So if they don't have multiplayer for it, which I don't see happening, it'd be weird, but I'm really curious to see if it does have multiplayer, and then the next game comes out, Halo 5 Guardians, the split you would see in the community, like, there would be a definite split of players. And I'm really curious on if they don't care about that, because if I was a game company, I would care about that.
Well, if you think about it, though, if they make Halo 2 Anniversary's multiplayer, right, and they take those same fundamentals and carry that over into the next Halo, Halo 5, I think they can draw people who liked Halo 2, multiplayer to Halo 5, right? So it's got no sprint, no armor abilities, no ordnance. It's a new Halo game, but it's got the basic Halo fundamentals. I think they could still pull everyone that way.
But it's not going to be like that, though.
That's true.
The new Halo
it could, though.
They have to reinvent. Being a game designer would be... I do not envy any of those people who are game designers, because...
I love it.
Every game, you have to reinvent the wheel. How can we reinvent this? Even if it wasn't broken, you have to change it to sell it.
Yeah.
Sell a new... Well,
not necessarily to sell, but to have credit within the industry.
Yeah, well, it has to be
Call of Duty, right? You can just keep making the same thing forever, and everyone will be like, "Oh my god, this is awesome," and money.
Call of Duty, you get new maps. They bring in new features and new guns, and that's how they sell their game. You offer
there's no one out there that is a professional writer, a game reviewer, is going, "This Call of Duty changes everything." Like, no one's
Have you not been to IGN, man?
Where Halo does get a lot of that often. Like, wow, Halo did some really cool stuff this time. They changed stuff up. And like that's what I've always liked about Halo personally, is they try stuff. Whether or not it works, but
Check out IGN's review of Advanced Warfare, dude, and then say that again. Call of Duty
but there is one Call of Duty. Is it not Advanced Warfare that I thought was like? I think it is Advanced Warfare that like really that's Call of Duty 4, right?
It's the newest one. The Advanced Warfare is a newer
game. Oh, that's Advanced. That's Modern Warfare. Oh yeah.
Modern Warfare, yeah.
What's that?
Advanced Warfare has Promethean vision, dude. They showed it in the trailer.
Yeah. Little grenades and it scans the area and you can see through everything.
Call of Duty.
And Kevin Spacey.
We'll take your ranks from you, man. You can have Promethean vision and we'll trade you for that. Just go ahead and keep that.
So let me pose this question, kind of going back a little bit. How did everyone find out about Halo originally? Was it because of some ad that you saw, or was it because of some Fred said, hey, come play this great game?
None of the above.
Halo PC.
Mine was a friend.
I saw a screenshot for one of the possible games to buy on my new Xbox console, and I was like, that's a first-person shooter. That's how I got it.
That's a first-person shooter.
Yeah, I love first-person shooters. I don't know why I would not like this, and I didn't not like it.
Yeah, mine was a friend, so...
Yeah, I had to meet someone in real life and actually interact with people and play the game. It sucked.
So the majority here, I think it's safe to say, Brent, you want to chime in?
He's asleep.
He's asleep. Yeah.
Gone on here. I had my mic muted. Unmute button.
Oh.
No, I really don't have anything to chime in with.
But how'd you hear about Halo? Friend or
what? Just the entire series?
Yeah.
I just learned
How'd
from
you get
friends.
into Halo?
He was just talking about it, and he kept talking to like the flood and stuff, and how it was just crazy twist to the story. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I finally got an Xbox and started playing it. Thought it was pretty cool. But my first experience with it, I mean, in terms of just really wanting to get into Halo, was there was an EGM issue that had one of the demo discs with it. That had it was just a DVD with demos that you could play on your Xbox, but then other stuff that you could just play on your DVD player. And one of the videos was the internet PSA from Rooster Teeth for Red vs. Blue. And I thought that was just hilarious. So I started watching Red vs. Blue, and that's what got me into Halo.
So I think it's safe to say the majority of people here heard about Halo and started playing Halo because of community. So I would put more emphasis on you get a game out there that the community wants to play, you're going to get those numbers naturally. Not pushing it out from promotionals and from big media pushes. You're going to get the fan bases like, this is fun to play. And if it is fun to play, other people are going to jump on board with that. And it's going to be a natural gravity towards the game.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you got to think about it like, okay, I hope when they're thinking about making the game, they're like, okay, I want to make a game that's fun, and that when these hardcore guys get a hold of it, they're going to go and tell their friends, and then those friends are going to like it, and then those friends are going to tell their friends, and it's just a ongoing thing, and that's usually how it happened back in the day. It kind of reminds me of Destiny. I have to bring it up because I love Destiny so much. Bungie just saying, we want to make a game that we want to play all the time, right? We want to make this game that is fun, that we think everyone else will think is fun, and, we're having a great time with it. We want to play it all the time. We want to constantly update it, all this stuff. I wish, developers always had that mindset. Like you were mentioning before, I feel like developers have gotten into this mode where it's like, okay, we're going to force this game out no matter what, Battlefield 4, for example, because money, And I know that developers love their games, for sure, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like the motives anymore are the same, and that's probably due to big publishers or whatnot, but, I just hope 343 is sitting there going, okay, as an original Halo gamer, I'm hoping most of them were. I don't know if they were or not. I haven't really kept up with the team and all that. But I'm hoping they're sitting there going, okay, I remember playing old Halo games, and I remember how fun it was and how unique it was. I need to recreate that experience in this next game. I'm hoping that that's the mindset for all the developers over there, and I'm hoping that's how they're going to push it. And I'm hoping that Microsoft says, okay, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead. You guys want to go back to the classic experience, whatever. Go ahead, and I'm hoping that's how it's going to be, but I guess we'll see soon enough.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, needs to foster the community. And like you said before, Bungie is really focusing on making games they want to play. And I feel like with Halo 4, 343 made a game they wanted to sell, not wanted to play. They wanted to rope in that Call of Duty fan base. They wanted to rope in the money with all the promotional that they put out about it. And they lost traction with the community because the community didn't want to play that kind of game.
I think they're like, okay, I want to play it, but I mean, it's like, it's fun to play, I guess, I think was kind of their reaction to Halo 4. Like, it's fun to play, I guess, but think of the good, you know, we're going to attract all these people, like you're saying, you know. So, yeah, I hope they go, wow, this is incredible to play. That's what I want to hear. Wow, this is, you know, I want to see them energetic for the game, just flipping out because it's so fun. And I actually saw a tweet today from one of the multiplayer guys over at 343 saying they can't wait to show off the multiplayer. That's going to be like killer or something like that. So it looks like they really are excited for this next game, and with their excitement, just bounces off an excitement on me, right? When they're super hyped, I'm super hyped. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope they can keep that momentum, stay on track, and make a good Halo game. Not a good game, a good Halo game. Right.
Yeah.
Yep, Dan, you're exactly right.
And there definitely was some kind of like air to the way they were interacting with the community during their Halo 4 dev cycle, and it seemed very disconnected. Against what we've had with Bungie in the past.
Well, it was basically we're making this game, we're listening to y'all, but really we want you to try it first. So we're kind of not listening at the same time. We're just going to get this out and let you try it, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I felt during the Halo 4 promotion. Like, yeah, we're listening, but you guys should try it first, right? We want to push this out. This is our vision. We want this to be our game, so you guys should play it, you know, first, I guess. Right. It was definitely disconnected, like you said.
And I think that's a very dangerous way to go.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But as far as like what the potential is, I think Halo has the potential to be on top again and stay on top.
Saw it today. We saw it today, just with the title.
Man, yeah, look at the Twitter trends. I mean, it's been there up for what? It's been up there for almost 18 hours now?
Yeah, still up there.
At the top of what?
Look at top of games right now.
Top of all games now, you think?
Yeah.
It's third right now,
on the top.
It'll be at the top of Xbox for sure. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be Call of Duty. It's not gonna beat even Destiny. I mean, you can't beat a multi-platform game like that.
That's
it's
true.
Impossible, especially with hype. Call of Duty is gonna outsell Halo every time, or like have more population every time because it's on more consoles, you know. But
yeah,
it could definitely get back to not sucking, you know. Like they could get back. They can make a good game, you know, and it'll be successful like that for sure. But I don't think it'll be at the. Realistically, it's not going to be at the top. It's not going to be.
We just want top of Xbox, I think. Just top of Xbox.
That'd be enough.
When you think of Xbox One, okay, this new Halo 5. Like when I see my Xbox One, I'd be like, okay, Halo 5's on it, and that's what I want to play.
Yeah, of course. It could be at the top of Xbox easily. Like what honestly, what is there to beat, really?
It is the top of It is,
what do you beat? It's already at the top, and the game's not even out.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Like, what are you beating Connectimals, man? Like, what are you beating here, man?
Yes.
Connectimals 2 sounds like the best experience ever with the possible augmented reality glasses. So they'll come out.
Hey, have you guys played Zoo Tycoon? It's fuzzy and great.
Yes.
So, I'm going pro.
Oh my gosh. Wait, they have Pro Zoo Tycoon? I'm gonna flip,
you should see my zoo. It is like off the hizzy. Yeah, it's great.
I'm checking that out.
It's like going pro at Farmville, dude.
Yeah, man. With the new Oculus.
I used to go pro until everybody complained about my Facebook notifications.
No way. Stop inviting me, bro.
Oh, gosh. So, yeah, I think Halo definitely has potential. Joe, you still cool to stay on, or did you need to head out?
I have to jump out. Well, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, definitely. We'll probably have you on probably closer to E3 or during E3.
All right, for sure. Just hit me up.
Yep. Thanks for coming by.
Peace.
Thanks, man. Take it easy. Yeah.
So, if no one objects, I want to talk about the screenshot.
Objection!
Overruled.
Order.
I want to talk about the screenshot. Well, not exactly screenshot. The image piece that they put out with the article today.
The new Spartan. The new Spartan. Man, that guy looks sick, by the way. Holy crap. Like, is it just me, or does that guy look, like, freaking awesome? When I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, he looks sweet. Even though I thought it was a girl at first. I thought it was Palmer.
Kind of looks like
that got debunked.
I still think it's a girl.
Yeah,
so
they confirmed.
we know a few things about... Well, Frankie and Josh Holmes said it, so... Well, I made the argument that Cortana technically isn't...
Yeah, technically isn't a girl.
It doesn't have a gender assigned.
Well, he said no. Of course,
that's Spartan.
Josh Holmes
said
I know.
Character.
Cortana was wrong, but
yeah.
The Oni symbol makes sense. Also, I'm not giving up. Never give up.
Yeah.
So, I was talking to Dave today on my team about possible theories with this new guy, and do you remember in the first cinematic for Halo 4 how that guy was interrogating Halsey and trying to make, essentially at the end she says, you're not trying to, I don't remember, but you're trying to replace John, right? So Dave was like, well, what if that guy, because he has an official Oni, I don't know, I call it a sticker, but it's not really a sticker, an Oni, sign on his chest, what if that guy is the attempt at only trying to recreate Spartan 2s, but not Spartan 4s? You know what I'm saying? Kind of like their version of a Master Chief. What do you guys think about that? You all went silent. I feel stupid now.
No. Thinking.
Well, Oni did kind of go back and fund the next, or kind of orchestrate the next Spartan program. So the Spartan 3s. They really focused on getting them out. I mean, they got Kurt, who was a Spartan 2, and Mendez to really do that program, and they kept it from Halsey. So that was definitely Oni fed. So it doesn't surprise me that Oni is still got their hands in the Spartan program. Right. And they may have their own Spartan program spun up, and if you look at the armor, it is very Forerunner-like. So they're probably messing with the crossover.
Than it was in Halo 4.
Yeah, very much crossover from UNSC tech to Foreigner tech.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
The thing about the Oni sign, though, that kind of intrigues me a bit is like that you didn't see that with the Spartan 4s. Like that's it's in the back of my head. It's like you didn't see that, so I'm thinking he's special in some way, that Oni's kind of, got him up on this kind of pedestal to hunt down. Well, I'm assuming hunt down Master Chief, because that's what. At first, when I saw this, I'm like, oh, he's getting new armor, or it's like, oh, it's a reflection. But it to me looks like he's gonna be, whatever this mystery Spartan is gonna be hunting the Chief down.
Yeah, it really seems antagonistic. I also get that feel.
Not so much antagonistic as more he's doing his job, kind of.
Well, I guess that would be considered the antagonist to Master Chief.
Yeah, right.
If they were,
he's the bad guy.
I hope they do like a dual campaign thing with him.
I have those two sides. I want one of these, and if not, I'll be really mad. A, dual campaign Halo 2 style, right? Like one level we play as this dude, one level we play as this dude, and we put together the story. Or B, we never play as Master Chief. I think that would be friggin' awesome. And I don't even know why. Because we've never fought alongside Master Chief. Not once.
Oh, well, you're saying...
Yes, we have Halo 2.
You're saying from a
Halo 2.
As Arby?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, other than that, like, as another Spartan, as a human on Master Chief's real side, we've never actually played, like, with him in that sense.
The thing is, though, the Halo franchise, as it's currently going through, is focused on Master Chief. You are playing as Master Chief, and to change that would totally change the dynamic of the campaign.
That's not changing it as the thing, though. No, not necessarily.
Bonnie Ross said it
would still be Master Chief's story, and it still would be. But you're just, you're following. It's almost like a second-person game, right? Like you're playing through this guy who is directly interacting with Master Chief.
That would jar a lot of people. That would turn away a lot of people who really play Halo only for the campaign.
Brilliant. I think it would be a brilliant move. Have you ever played Did you ever play Half-Life back in the day?
Yes.
Half-Life 1. Did you play Opposing Force?
No.
Opposing Force was brilliant. It was a Half-Life 1 mod where you.
But that's a mod.
Well, it was Gearbox. So it's what Gearbox became. It's a mod, and it was retail. Like Valve supported it. Like it was a selling mod by what made Gearbox who they are. They made Opposing Force for Half-Life 1, and what it was the exact same campaign that happened in Half-Life 1, except you play as the enemy soldier.
But that's a supplement. That's not a continuing experience. You're talking about taking something.
Okay, never mind. But it's. I really do think it'd be absolutely brilliant. Maybe we should save that for another podcast. But I could go on forever about how
I think that could be
a brilliant story.
Dan, though, the potential to have Halo 5 Guardians and Halo 5 something else,
Exactly.
Halo 5 Guardians
exactly. That is exactly what I'm getting at. Why do they keep pushing this? Right? You have this first episode where you play this first game, even an entire game, Halo 5 Guardians or Halo 5 whatever they want it to be, first one, you play as not Master Chief. And you find out what the heck happened to Master Chief in these past years through the eyes of the dude hunting him. It would be gold. And then you have the next game, which is the more full version, where you actually play as Master Chief. Brilliant. And that's what I'm getting
Ross
at here.
already said, though, cool. that the game is following the saga of Master Chief.
And that would still be following the saga of Master Chief. Because there's obviously this new character who is obviously the most important character in Halo 5.
Yeah, he's still after Chief. So Chief
There's a reason Chief's on the bottom of this image, right?
That's true. It's hard to think that they would create a game.
I'm telling you, it's going to be... I think it's not as far-fetched as you guys think it is. Like, that makes a lot of sense.
Halo 5, something else, and they'll just flip the picture over.
Something like that. Like, it'd just be really cool to do.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Halo 5 Guardians is that picture, and then just flipped over for Halo 5, whatever.
Yeah. I don't think it's too out of the question to have something like that. It would be a really fresh take on the, and not even, because you would still be like, your argument here, Dust, is still that you're not following Chief, but you would be in every sense of the word. You start this game as, like, if we're going with the bounty hunter theory, right? Like, you know at Master Chief's every step of the way anyway, right? Like...
Well, it could be some crazy mysteries, though.
If you're playing the campaign, though, you're wanting to play as the Chief. You want that experience as you are the Chief.
I don't.
A lot of people do.
I think Halo 5 Guardians, if we're talking about this, should be Chief story. First of all, like, I think Chief should be main front, and then another Halo 5 comes out where it is the antagonist. Yeah. Well, actually...
Something like that would be awesome.
I'm not saying that I don't like the idea of doing something separate that's like a spin-off to the franchise. I would be all for that. I would all be for them branching off Halo, like something that they did with ODST, where it's a supplement to the game.
Right.
And whether or not you are with Master Chief or not would be one thing. But I don't think you can take away that experience as you're playing Master Chief in the game until they finally decide to pull Chief out and kind of conclude that story. They haven't concluded it yet, I feel.
This is Halo 5 Episode 1.
Yeah, like think about it, though. Think about it, okay? Dan just got my mind going crazy. See, you're the antagonist, and you're going through this thing trying to figure out where Chief is, and you're like one step behind him, right?
How better to introduce what happened in these past whatever than playing as the dude trying to figure it out? Playing as the fans of the game trying to figure out what happened to Chief. I think,
and then you get to see
so interesting.
The chaos.
They're trying to push that angle in the new comics escalation or something. What happened to Chief? So yeah, they're talking about it like what happened to Chief.
So my idea isn't as out there as it may seem.
Yeah.
No, like
maybe they'll introduce this new character in one of those future comics, or the new Halo.
You're the bounty hunter. Find
you like.
The Ridley Scott movie or whatever it is.
Even if it's for the first level or two, not starting the game as Master Chief, I still think it's been like a couple podcasts ago, I don't know if it was on this one or where, that I preached the idea of that, like, I would love to, almost a lot more cinematic. Like, games have evolved, man. Storytelling has evolved. Start a game out playing as just a soldier, an ODST, something weaker, and you're playing through, you're fighting, you're just thrown into the action, right? You don't know what's going on, you're doing it, you get to the end of the level, you meet up with Chief, epic scene, next level you're playing as Chief the rest of the game. Like, introducing the Chief, not through Chief's eyes.
You play through it though as the bad guy to the point that where
until you meet Chief.
Yeah, you meet him, but you didn't know you were the bad guy, kind of like Assassin's Creed, what Dustin said. Yeah, you're like playing through it, and you're going to him, and you're like, oh yeah, Chief's here, and then all of a sudden he like brings out a knife or something.
You can go any angle with it. I still think there's I'm onto something here, that if you're playing at least at some point through the other eyes of this character who I hope is an antagonist. Honestly, I do. I think that's the coolest way to take this story. But I think it'd be a lot more of an interesting experience. And we've played Master Chief for so long. Let's show us something interesting and new.
Well, 343 is always trying to give Chief personality. This could be a way to do that.
Exactly, by not playing as him.
This is so crazy. My mind is blown right now.
Yeah, I know.
That's how you give a character personality, man.
Yeah, I just picture going through a level and seeing Chief run or see you, and then he runs off, and you're like,
yeah, what?
Yeah, that'd be so wicked.
Right? He bursts in, he saves your ass, and then it's like a cutscene, and then you're as Chief, right? Brilliant. I think that'd be really cool.
Like, no, you're following him, and then you see destruction of Chief, the destruction. You see him elites laid over or whatever.
Yeah, you see him just kicking ass, and you're like, that's Master Chief, right? Yeah. There he is.
That's the thing, Dan. I think you're onto something with if it is an antagonist story, and you see Chief from a different angle. Everyone has their own personal view when playing the Chief, how he actually is. Now they can finally show everyone how Chief actually is instead of
right? Like, look at every other Halo game. Name a single Halo game where your character, the main character, had more personality than any other character in the entire game. None. You can't even reaches out, ODST's out, because there's no personality. They're gone.
Halo Wars.
Halo 1, even Halo 1 out. He had no personality. Guilty Spark, ton of personality. Cortana, ton of personality. The non-player characters have way more personality than the character you play as.
Yeah.
Dan, quit blowing my mind.
You do make a good point.
Right?
You make a good point.
It could be flipping sick to see a E3 demo where you are like the antagonist is running through, like you're saying, Dan, and all of a sudden, like
the trailer ends with Chief. He steps in, kicks some ass. Halo 5, right?
Halo 5.
They start showing
right?
it, and you think you're the Chief, and then all of a sudden, the Chief's in front of you instead, and
you're not the Chief. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm not even the Chief. What the heck?
Yeah.
I can just see this. Whatever they do for this cinematic intro cutscene, seeing this cutscene end, and like, okay, it's the very first thing that happens in the game is this, intro cutscene. And then you're like, all right, this is cool. At what point do I see Chief? Where's Chief? And you're kind of confused. And then suddenly, fade up. You're playing as a character, and it's not Chief. And you're like, all right, this is different. I'm not playing as Chief, but it's not like it would be super jutting and like, I'm dropping this game. What am I doing? This isn't Master Chief. You'd be like, where are you taking me? Take me on this adventure of storytelling.
And you know what would be cool? It's like, you are this character, right? And you're walking along, you don't know where Chief is, and all this cutscene, he goes to black and he says, get behind me, or something like that, and he comes out of nowhere and he starts like kicking butt, and you're watching it just like
Foreign Sagan, right? When he does pop in, you'd be like, Chief, my man.
Everybody just drops their
controller. I can totally see that happen with the new creative director, the guy that used to do Tomb Raider and Republic Commando. That's definitely his style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Oh gosh, I forgot about that guy working on the game.
Yeah. When the game happens exactly as I described, I want my paycheck. 343.
343
Give me that.
Man.
Oh no, this means that they thought of it first.
Nah, get out of here. They're listening to this podcast right now. They're like, oh damn, we gotta change this.
Dang, Dan is so good. Holy crap! Change the whole game.
So that everybody can speculate, and then we can get a good idea for a new game. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up
this all down.
It's interesting you bring up the antagonist bit because of Oni's current view on Dr. Halsey and Dr. Halsey's Spartans. And they think that because of just the social indifference, or the social differences that Chief has, the thing that they brought up in the first cutscene of Halo 4, maybe they do have some kind of agenda to maybe follow Chief where he's going and then take him out and take over. And maybe that's what this antagonist is going to do, is trying to follow Chief, trying to get, like, be buddy-buddy with Chief, see where Chief is going, see what his real methods are.
Oh my gosh.
And then, well, and I mean, it may be one of those roles where it's antagonistic at first, but then kind of changes over. It could be something that switches like that.
Yeah. They're sending you against me for this. Oh no, Oni's the real bad guy. Team up.
Yeah.
Back to back.
I mean, we saw that.
Action.
We saw that in Spartan Ops, kind of, right?
Yeah, sort of.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they do something very similar to this, because Halsey has the other half of the key. I mean, maybe they think Chief probably has some kind of knowledge. I mean, he's been on this journey. I mean, there's the term journey again, to basically fulfill the human role of being the for the mantle. I'm blanking on the term. To take up the mantle. Maybe get access
to the pinnacle of humanity is what you're trying to get at.
Yes, there we go. So there's definitely an importance, and I think Oni would see that, and they want to be in as much of their dirty hands as possible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, man, just thinking of the possibilities of the story is just rattling my brain right now. This always happens with me and Halo hype, but really I haven't been this hyped for a Halo game in a while. But yeah, seeing Oni, I mean, like, them following Chief and you maybe playing as that character following Chief and like
there's really something to this concept art, guys, and it's not the first one that I heard a lot of people say it's a reflection. It's obviously Chief. I'm like, that's not a reflection. that would be cliched.
There's
That
also
would
that
suck.
weird symbol on the helmet of that character.
Yeah, whatever that is. It's probably even insignificant. And everyone's just overanalyzing it. Like just the focus.
Hey,
on
we
this
like to speculate,
this
right?
New character, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
This new character. To me, I think it's obvious that this will be the character you play as.
He'll be playable. He'll be definitely playable.
Yeah, just only because of that is why put that at the top?
Right.
Master Chief upside down,
Chief.
insignificant. No one's even caring about Master Chief right now.
Right.
Where are people posting pictures of Master Chief in Halo 5? They're showing this new guy who is upside, like right side up, and like the main one on top, right? So
Makes me,
this is the main character of Halo 5, is how I see it.
If it's like the first half is him and the second half is Chief, it's the split
Maybe
there.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. But speaking of antagonists, this just came to my mind what I saw today. Did you guys see the new press release for Escalation number 9?
Nay.
No.
The Didact's back in Escalation number 9.
Which
And
Didact?
Like Halo 4 one?
Halo 4 Didact is back.
Oh, that's where he's slapping Chief, right?
Yeah, he punches the crap out of Chief, and Chief is flying backwards in this concept art, right? So it's interesting.
I gotta find this.
It's interesting to see Didact's back, so he is still an antagonist. He's still Chief's bad guy. So I don't know. It's starting to, I was just remembered that when we're talking about this new guy being the antagonist. Didact's back. The Halo 4 one, he's back, and he is kicking Chief's butt in that concept art. So I'm trying to put together, like, I don't know, could you have more than one bad guy in this game? Could you have only Spartan coming after you as well as the Didact not being so friendly, and then you could have
then
this
teaming up against a common evil, aka the Didact.
Exactly. Boom. That's what I was thinking.
Done. Halo 5.
Halo 5 written by Dan. There, it's all here.
Got it.
Boom. 100%.
Nah, Dan did really bring up kind of a good point. Like, if you just break down this whole image, it's there, right?
That's the character, man. That's
he's the guy.
character.
He's on the top. He's on the top. Chief's on the bottom. It's almost like a
Chief
shadow.
is insignificant in a way compared to this guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this image is
definitely
implying.
being overshadowed, and that might be the point they're trying to prove. This guy is overshadowing Chief. He's standing over Chief. Chief is on the bottom. So I don't know, man. I pray that we get a Halo 5 teaser at E3 that kind of starts to put things into excuse me, my English has disappeared from my head. There you go. Thank you so much. It's getting late over here, but yeah, put things into perspective so that we can finally tell, I don't even care if it's CG or not, just something that kind of says, okay, now I see where the story's going, but not too much. But now I'm kind of getting the overall story arc in the sense that this new guy is a main character in the game that's going to be more than likely playable. You know what I'm saying? I hope we get one of those at E3, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see in a couple of weeks.
Don't keep your fingers crossed for Halo 5 at E3.
Yeah, don't. I just said hope.
I think there's a lot of stuff that they're going to focus on what they're going to bring this year.
Not Halo 5. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's either going to be that.
That's why they did that reveal today. Kind of, they're probably just getting it out of the way so they don't have to do it at E3.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, exactly, because they didn't want everybody going into it and being like, oh, they didn't say anything about Halo 5. And then, not caring about whatever they do reveal, which, by the way, the fact that I haven't seen them deny anything about this leak anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Microsoft declined to comment is what the Polygon article said. That basically
that's
means
why there's a reason I'm one to not, because I'm not one to publish many rumors or whatever on my channel.
Be very careful. Yeah,
I tread very carefully, but just how it was written, who shared it, who was so certain of it, what top sites were like, this is real. It's not. It seems pretty obvious to me that it does.
Yeah, and when Microsoft declines, when companies decline to comment on something, it basically means it's real and we don't want to tell you. I mean,
a lot of the time,
usually if it's fake,
they need more time to figure out the right way to reply to the leak.
Well, a lot of it's a timing thing too.
Well, Microsoft's standard line is we don't comment on rumors and speculation. That's literally the line they use.
Yeah, every time.
But
and it was interesting to keep on going on the rumor thing, where the one guy that leaked all that stuff on NeoGAF, where Microsoft was trying to pin him down
and kill him.
No, that's right so far.
He was never heard from
Colonel
again.
Yeah, dude, his rumors are coming so true though. The Respawn
Yeah.
Titanfall Xbox One, this new Halo featurette that's coming that's not the TV show,
Exactly.
It's just all playing out
Sunset
from that guy.
Overdrive.
Yeah, dude.
It's gonna be good.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I was like, dude, totally fake. Halo 2, 3, and 4 in a package, bull crap. That's just a bunch of baloney.
I thought it was one, two,
I'm still hesitant on that. Although I did hear, I saw someone say that do Halo 2 Anniversary and then just do a Halo 3 and Halo 4 port.
Yeah, that would be like Halo CE Anniversary port to Xbox One, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3 port to Xbox One, and Halo 4 port to Xbox One in a package. Makes a
There's
ton
no
more
mention
sense.
of Halo Reach, though.
No,
No, there was.
ODST.
They said it's not. They said ODST and Reach are not in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Because
the
not
Master Chief.
Connect
Yeah.
Oh,
collection.
the Master Chief Collection. Duh. Another
Yeah.
moment where my brain wasn't thinking, but yeah.
You should be watching my videos, yo. What are you doing?
I'm
I
sorry,
get on
Dan.
this.
I'm so
I got
sorry.
this covered.
I'm so sorry.
Some of us have jobs other than being able to do YouTube all day.
Who does that?
Dude, I wish I could just get paid doing Podtacular stuff, but there's not enough money for that to sustain, unfortunately.
Yeah. Hopefully it will, though, if Halo 5
gosh.
Halo gets back on top, man. Just keep going, man. Could be.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
I've been saying that I would probably never take a job with 343, but if there was a podcasting position, like being able to talk to internal people
Yep,
about
take it.
existing projects, I would be very, very, very tempted to take it.
Man, do you know how hard that would be to talk about it? I mean, to work there and know about the games and do a podcast where you basically couldn't speculate because you know what's going on. Like, I feel like that would mean like one of the hardest jobs.
Well, that would be me when I made Forward Unto Dawn videos.
Oh yeah, I remember that. How hard was it?
Oh wow! It
How
looks
hard was
like
it?
this guy appears.
Yeah.
No one knew. There wasn't a single soul who had any idea. So
That's
But
not
But I
true.
mean, that's
saw you
the
guys
kind of flip
filming off
side
my
of it
back
too,
porch.
where that's kind of the flip side of it too, where you do have people like Dan who do have the ability to do YouTube like that and be able to really dig out some of that information. I mean,
Right.
I wish I could do that with Podtacular. Because I have to work doing a separate job, I don't have the time where someone like you and someone like Joey, someone that has that dedication or that time to dedicate to something. It's like being in college where you're dedicating your time to studies and in the free time you're kind of doing whatever.
Mm.
And it's like I'm a little envious in a way because it's like you have the ability and you have enough backing behind you to where you can and you can't and you do support the community in such a drastic way.
Basically, he's saying you're the bomb, Dan. You're the bomb.
I'm a little jealous. I'm just saying. But
Very,
I mean,
very cool.
and just the whole thing with covering something like this, though, it's huge.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. I
And
mean,
then
I
this-
didn't
I
think
mean,
it was
look
going
at-
to take that
look
much
at us.
time when I started covering Destiny.
We have 8-9 people in one lobby talking about something that's huge as Halo.
And just think how it's going to be when we're at PAX.
Oh gosh, PAX E3.
Mind blown. And especially going to be next year. This year we might, people are going to have fun with whatever Halo 2 anniversary or whatever, but next year it's just going to be insane for the Halo community as the hype just starts getting crazy real with 343. Hopefully we'll get a little vidoc in March, like they did for Halo 4 and just start rolling the hype then. But, I just want to mention someone put in the chat about the concept art. We haven't talked about that yet.
We'll
the
get
one
there.
with the flying jellyfish.
We'll get there.
Yeah, the little
Jellyfish.
wiggly
I
dude
want to talk
in the
about
back.
jellyfish, but sorry, Dustin, I didn't mean to take it. Go ahead.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. I know someone mentioned it briefly, but the little symbol on top of the other Spartan's helmet.
Right, yeah. Let me see.
Any speculations on what that actually is?
I think
know,
it's
looks-
insignificant. I think it's just like stylistic.
Yeah, it kind of looks like, I'm looking at it now, it kind of looks like something you could customize your Spartan with, lay something on his head or something. Or it could be completely symbolic and super
Or it could be the
important
key
to
to the
character.
universe.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not.
But it's not. I don't know. It's it's funny though with these concept pieces. You don't think they would just throw in something for no reason unless it was just pure stylistic. I don't know. I don't know with 343 anymore. Honestly, don't know.
Do you
what
think
to,
it's something that's we can customize, or like if the whole thing about it is the antagonist, and maybe that'll be a way that 343 kind of gives us a little bit more of character freedom in developing our own character, where we can customize our player that is there with Chief.
Yeah, so look at it this way. You're a nameless, voiceless, noble 6-ish bounty hunter. You can customize, and you're after Master Chief. If you could play as your own Spartan with Master Chief, like I am in Halo playing with Master Chief beside me, and I'm all green and awesome, and then I got Chief there, and you would feel like a champion. I don't think so, personally, but it'd be an interesting way to take it.
I'd rather him have a voice, but I would still be okay with that.
That would be kind of cool, though. Yeah, it would be interesting. I think it just takes away a lot from story when you can customize that much.
Yeah, you kind of like.
Pink unicorn emblem.
Yeah, the unicorn helmet from Halo 4. I hope that makes a return. No, I'm just kidding. I hope it doesn't make a return.
I love my unicorn.
A lot of people like the Photos armor. A lot of people like that Photos armor.
It makes me feel very majestic.
Man, if only you could have like some kind of Destiny ability where you could ram into people with that unicorn horn. It'd be pretty flippin' sweet, yo. That's an assassination. You stab your head into someone's back and throw them over your head. Man, 343, jot this down, please. Make that Halo 5.
Oh gosh. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the artwork.
Jellyfish.
That was put out. Jellyfish. We did say that Guardians were flying things, right? Maybe those are Guardians?
No. Like, would you want me to show you a picture of a Guardian?
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding, dude.
Okay, good.
I am totally kidding.
So
yeah.
in this concept art, like on the right, kind of part of the background behind like that red flag, is that like a huge statue of something?
Yes.
I know. I saw that too.
It looked like a brute, but then again, it looks like it has mandibles, so it could be Shang-Hili, possibly. It could be elites. So a lot of people are speculating this could be some kind of brute higher art kind of place, or like it's the elite homeworld, which I can't remember the name of, Shang-Helios or something like that.
Yeah.
Shang-Helios?
I thought it kind of looked
the same
also
thing?
like maybe it had a helmet on or something.
Oh yeah, that's the thing I'm looking at. It looks like a little space helmet.
It looks like it's holding an energy sword or something.
Yeah, 2 energy swords. It looks like kind of cross.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know, but like I can kind of see mandibles too. I don't know.
I know
it definitely does look like a person though. Could just be coincidence.
Yeah.
It could be ancient human for all we know.
Big human.
You know what I'm saying? Don't know.
It's very
hard to tell.
Covenant. Like Covenant has always been like kind of circular. Everything's kind of smooth.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at the right building, looks like kind of like the bulkhead of a cruiser or something.
When I saw
very
these
bulbous
buildings though, I instantly thought about Destiny for some reason and the Last City. I don't know, something about the design just kind of made me go, whoa, it looks like, the Last City. Anyways, that was my Destiny craziness for the day. My life has been consumed with Destiny, so I'm kind of like, anything I see is like, oh, that's Destiny related. Oh, that's Destiny related. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, I love the design of the buildings. I was like, that is sweet, and that's not something I expected to see, So, cool.
Good
I know a lot of people were kind of along the same lines as it is a Covenant, or more specifically a Shang-Hili planet of some kind. And it doesn't quite seem Forerunner-ish, so I think that kind of holds true there. And with the 2 suns in the background.
Maybe he's going to see Arby.
Maybe
he's going to Arby's. Oh.
Well, and there is some kind of character that's there in the foreground on the bottom.
That looks like Chief.
Oh, they always put that in concept art.
Yeah,
it's just for scale.
Yeah.
It is just for scale, but it does look like a dude wearing a hood. I'm just saying. It really
back
does
to the Master
look like
Chief
a dude wearing a hood. Straight up, look at him. Look at him. Tell him it's not a guy with a hood.
Oh, it's so him. It's so 100%. That's him for sure.
But it definitely looks like whatever elite planet this is, or whatever kind of like homeworld type thing, or what is it called? Keep? Like something. There's like an elite term for like a town or village or something. Oh yeah, keep. Drax is in there in the chat, says keep. So it's almost like this is kind of run down or abandoned, or not. Something is not really happening here. So it's really interesting to have something that is elite specific, or Shang-Hili specific, in a game that I originally thought was going to be more focused on Forerunner stuff.
Yeah.
But we have seen ties through the Kilo 5 trilogy where the elites are still kind of going through and trying to find Forerunner technology and where kind of their ties to ancient civilization come from. Why are all these artifacts on the planets that they're at, and who are the Forerunners? So
here's an interesting idea.
There's kind of a tie there.
Everything we've seen so far about Halo 5 shows this desert, shows this area, shows Master Chief in his cloak, shows him wandering off somewhere. If it has to go with my theory of you're playing as an antagonist finding Chief, this is where Chief's hiding, where he is, wherever he is. This is where Chief is. This is the side we see of Chief. Whenever we see cutscenes of Chief, whenever we see anything to do with Chief, he's hanging out in this desert place that it appears in everything we've seen for Halo 5.
Searching for Cortana.
Yeah, searching or whatever he's doing, right? And then you have antagonist man, you playing him everywhere else, right? Like finding Chief, making your way to this planet / this place / whatever, dealing with all that stuff.
Yeah,
something to think about.
Well, this could be this could have something to do with the Arbiter in Halo 5. Potentially, Chief meeting up with the Arbiter at some point on wherever this place is. There's a ton of different explanations, I guess, or speculation. But I like Dan's better than just plain old Arbiter being here. As much as I love the Arbiter, the possibility of having Chief fighting against Spartans, other Spartans, Spartan 4s, having this battle going on just like boggles my mind and would completely change the way that you played Halo 4's campaign. Just think about it. You're fighting Spartans now. It's kind of like firefight, but multiplayer Spartans. I don't know. It'd be weird and it'd be cool to watch. We kind of saw that unfold in Halo 4 when Chief was like, flip you, Captain, whatever his name was. I can't remember him. I'm taking Cortana with me. He's like, no, sir, I'm not giving you Cortana, right? And he walks out. So when it comes to her, he's a man that he'll do anything for her, whether it's deny, his superiors or whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see his rebellion possibly continue because of the loss of Cortana. Like, I feel like this game is going to be like, I'm after her, and I'll do anything to get her. And maybe this guy is not an antagonist, but instead a protagonist trying to come and get Chief and bring him back to Earth because something bad happened. The Diadac's here or whatever, and he's trying to destroy something or another. And your mission is kind of along the lines of what Dan said, but you're a protagonist and you're trying to find Chief and bring him back to help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe.
That's a good theory.
Yeah.
Don't know. I wish it would just tell me everything right now.
I just love
so
that
much,
idea.
So much to digest in both of these screens, though.
Just one concept art piece, and we're like going crazy with speculation. It's just one piece. You're like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Crazy.
Doesn't that kind of attest to just how diverse and how kind of unique the Halo universe is and the story behind Master Chief and everything that we've had so far?
Yeah.
Doesn't that kind of stand as a testament to how great Halo has been to people that really love the franchise and that we can expect a great thing to come out of it again?
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
I want to be hopeful about the potential and the possibilities with Halo 5.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but like ever since played Halo 2, I guess Halo 2 was the first Halo game that I truly played through. Like Halo C, I went and played my friends, stuff like that. Never owned it for a pretty long time. Anyways, it's always been like the game where it's like, at least I got Halo kind of thing. You always go back to Halo. It's like your main hub. At least for me. It feels like Halo is the series it's my main hub.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's something magical about the game. You just can't deny it. It's like when you start talking about Halo, you just get excited. Doesn't matter if Halo 4 was a flop or not. It's like Halo is something just magical. Really, it's space magic. If you want to refer to Destiny, it's just,
there we go with Destiny.
It's Destiny references.
It's really though. There's something. I don't know. I can't explain it. Just like whenever
it's starting
Halo
to get that way actually. Space magic. The start with the ending of Halo 4 kind of.
Oh gosh,
Halo 4 was very space magic-y.
No,
very much so. I know some people didn't. Some people didn't quite like how space magic-y it was.
She protected him from a nuke. She protected him from
a little more sci-fi
nuke.
fantasy. than people would have liked.
What did she do? How in the world did she do that?
Hard light, man. Science.
Yeah, it blew me. I was like, oh, okay. She could do that?
Dang, he was right on top of that nuke, and she saved him somehow. Great work, Cortana.
Didn't know she could do that shit.
Yeah, man.
Would have came in handy, through the campaign or something.
During all 3 of the other games, if you could just hard light me all the time or whatnot, find some way, that would be sweet.
A little bubble on me.
Armor lock.
Yeah. Permanent armor lock. Scooting around.
Yeah, for sure. Best game of 2015. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, for sure.
If no one has any other comments on either one of these things, I want to give a few minutes to take questions before we kind of wrap things up a bit.
Okay.
So people in the chat, if you want to start posting questions away, then definitely do it, and we'll get around to them.
I just want to say, if this Master Chief collection is real, I will pee myself. 100%. If I see that at E3, and I'm gonna be like, then I'm gonna be completely torn on what to play this year. Hopefully it comes out in November, right? So I have 2 months of Destiny to really focus on Destiny, and then be able to play these. Because man, there's so much other stuff coming out. Possible Quantum Break, we don't even know. Sunset Overdrive, Halo, this possible Master Chief collection. I wanted the Division, but that's not happening. Far Cry 4. All these other games, I just holy crap! It's gonna be a crazy good year to be a gamer.
Oh, it's a good time to be a Halo fan right now.
That is very true.
I am very looking forward to it.
Also, a very good time to become a Halo fan. Master Chief Collection, if it's true. Very good time.
If it's true, you'll be able to buy all of the Master Chief games and be able to do it on one console.
HD.
Yep.
HD.
And that beautiful, hopefully 1080p, which Xbox One supposedly can't get to. Hopefully in 1080p, that would be beautiful to see. Poor little Xbox
the age-old
One.
debate.
And it's 50% less powerful than PlayStation. Oh, poor guy.
Did you hear about speaking of which, did you hear about the Watch Dogs?
Oh yeah, 792p baby. 792.
Yeah, not even 1080p on
PlayStation.
A PS4.
Yeah,
so
we're
it looks
only
like everyone who was making fun before just has to realize that maybe both these consoles are a little underpowered than what they should be.
That Sony poster though, or that little ad, 1080p 60 FPS on PS4, man. Then they took it down and oh crap, it's only 900p 30. Wow.
Yeah, both consoles aren't as powerful as either really probably should be.
Nope, probably not.
But it's not about. But screw graphics. Anyone who cares about that is wrong. Because I've been still playing 360 and not complaining.
All about art direction, man. I'm telling you, Mario Kart 8 is gonna be so sick.
Dude, Sunset Overdrive looks beautiful to me. Looks gorgeous. I love the look of that game.
I'm gonna just say looks can be deceiving though. I mean, Halo 4 was a beautiful game, but come down to the gameplay, wasn't quite up to par.
Yeah, that's true. But I think Sunset Overdrive looks pretty sick, even on gameplay sides. It looks hip, yo. That's all I gotta say. It looks hip.
Oh gosh. First question that we have in the chat is from Pins Halo. He says, "Does anyone have a concern that Halo 5 will need for you to have knowledge of the external stories, comics, books, etc.?"
Yes. Halo Escalation, I want to say yes, 100%, because we're getting to the point where it's talking about Master Chief. So, in other words, yes, it's discussing the main character of the Reclaimer saga.
So let me kind of rephrase this question then. Is it something that you're going to have to know the story in order to enjoy the campaign, or do you think that
I hope not.
The campaign is going to be tied so much to the books and Halo Escalation?
343 does a little intro video where it kind of rehashes what people may have missed, maybe like next 72 hours
all the expanded feature, expanded universe. If they're going to cram that in there, it needs to be in a little 2 or 3 minute video before the main game. Everything, like all the plot points.
Yeah, like what happened before now. Like 72 hours ago, they could do that and it'd be a little video that's kind of running down what the Chief went through, and then boom, here we are now, or something like that, so people can be caught up. I would still, though, recommend if you have like $4 to pick up Escalation. It's a brilliant comic. The art style's
I want to
a little but it's still good.
Wait till the trades come out. The trades haven't been released yet, I'm fairly certain, so just wait till those. Trades are like a grouping of comics put together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're doing volume 1 1 through 6 for escalation August is when they're doing that.
So yeah, just a couple more months after that, then it would be released.
Right. So
yeah, I'm hoping they don't have the requirement like quite as they did with Halo 4 that we have to read the books. I do hope that there's some kind of like wrap up or cutscene at the beginning. It's like if you've read it, like gives you an option. If you've read the books, you can skip this. If not, then watch this like
you need to watch
10 or 15 minute overview of the big points that you need to know before playing this campaign.
Yeah,
I hope they do something kind of like that. Next question comes from Savvy9090. He says, this new Spartan, could he be an Oni DNA cloned Master Chief assassin? To me, that fits what Oni could do.
Sure, why not? They cloned Chief before. They cloned all the Spartan 2s.
Dude, I think that's a little too complex.
My brain just slipped out of my head with that comment. Holy crap, like, what the heck?
I think that might be just a little bit too much. I think it'd make more sense if they just went with an entirely different character.
Yeah, just a new guy, which they have said he's a new guy. So I mean that would be, I don't know.
Yeah, but if you want to play devil advocate, I mean Chief as a person, we've never seen him. I mean, if it is a clone Chief, they could give him a complete personality, like just like this is how Chief would have grown up, and kind of.
We have the technology.
We can build him better. I don't know.
Just saying.
Yeah,
that's an interesting idea to run across, though, the whole cloning thing.
I hope it's eventually discussed, but I feel like it's too early, like with Halo 5, to start talking about cloning and all that, especially with the Master Chief and everyone. So I don't know. That would be cool, but at the same time, it seems too far-fetched.
Oh no, I kind of like the whole antagonist idea a little bit better than clones.
Yep.
The antagonist of someone else, not Master Chief. Antagonist to Master Chief.
Right.
Next question is from Fantastic Jackie. He says, "Do you guys want the Flood to return in Halo 5?"
No, Jackie. Just because it's a question from you, I'm gonna say no. I'm just kidding. She's on my team, by the way. Just letting you guys know that's why I said
Got
that.
it.
But 100% yes. I love the Flood. They just make the game. First of all, they make certain areas of the game look really cool when they're all Flood infested. And second of all, I think they're fun to fight. I like fighting the Flood. Some people don't. Some people do. But I kind of do enjoy it. So we'll see where that goes. I hope they're back. I hope we start fighting. Could you imagine Prometheans fighting Flood, fighting Covenant, like just walking up on that battle? It'd be like insane, yo. You're like walking up over a hill and you see this Promethean just beating up this Covenant, and then this Flood jumping on the Promethean's back and like ripping its head off or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That would be like crazy.
I do think Flood will make a return in the story somewhere. I just don't think Halo 5, with at least based on the discussions we've had tonight, may not be the exact right place to do it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think there's a lot more to discover just based on the story that was kind of covered in Halo 4 with the sects of Covenant that are still kind of fighting against humanity, and Chief's discovery of Forerunners.
Yeah, and these probably 4, 5, and 6, I want to say, are going to be really heavily Forerunner focused, and in just learning about them or something. Didac being the head. But I think Didac's ultimate goal eventually will be to bring them back. I think that, even though they've had to destroy him in the past, he's probably going to have some crazy idea that maybe he can control him or something like that. But yeah, I do think that if all else fails, I want to say in his case, he'll be like, let the Flood go. Like, if I can't do it, then let him do it. The elimination of humanity. I don't know. But we'll see. I hope they come back. Maybe not sooner rather than later. I don't know.
Yeah, I would be very much kind of in that tune.
Yep. Busho.
Yeah. Let's see. I am not seeing much else. Here's one from Shiftcraft. He says, "Why does the concept art in the background of the Halo 5 Guardians look so similar?"
Looks so similar. Like,
if you take a look at the Halo 5 Guardians image that they put out with the announcement, kind of look at the architecture on the left, like, you can kind of vaguely see it. It does kind of look like the one building that's over there, prominent out on the left-hand side a little bit. So it seems like similar architectures there, and my guess would be that that's just where the storyline of Halo 5, where the bulk of it's going to be done.
Yeah.
Is on this probably elite world that I think a lot of people are believing it's SaUcEySOARS, which wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'd imagine SaUcEySOARS a bit different, but I mean, even then, it's interesting, you know. At the same time, though, you gotta think, well, this couldn't be the Ark, really, because a lot of people are saying, well, that design is no way that's Forerunner, right? So I'm trying to think. People say it could be SaUcEySOARS and a SaUcEySOARS design, but at the same time, people are like, it could be Ancient Human, so this could be a completely new place that we've never heard of. Like a new place in the story that maybe Chief was led to because of more Cortana visions. I don't know.
Cortana visions like in Halo 3.
Yeah, you're going slow again, having to walk slow, and while she's
those were painful.
Oh man, it was a cool way to tell the story.
Power melee your way through those. Jump past
You can't just jump past them. They stop you.
Yeah, I know they cause you to have a seizure, and you're all like, but you could always like kind of force your way through the doorway and glitch past it if you knew how to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't mind having Cortana talk to me as long as I'm not having to slow down for some reason. Maybe she is just talking in my head because after Chief started hearing the didact in Halo 4 just out of nowhere, like the didact wasn't around and he was still hearing him. I'm kind of wondering what the librarian did to him, in the sense that maybe he's able to pick up things. Well, he kind of for sure is able to pick up things that other people are not, and even AI can't pick up. So maybe Cortana can take advantage of that if she's still around. We don't know if she's still around or not. It kind of alluded to it when she backed up and, just kind of disappeared. I always felt that was like she's not really dead. She just kind of, I don't know. I feel like...
I'm going to throw the wild speculation of possibly a didact imprint on the Chief.
Whoa. That's something to think about for sure.
It's a wild guess out there, but I don't think it's beyond the realm of possibility.
Not with the way 343's been taking the story, no. It really isn't. Man, it's just talking, like, 343 has so much potential with this Halo game. And taking
there
it
are
with
so many
the story.
directions they could take it, yeah.
I know, man, and I'm just hoping that they pick the best one, and it's hard to decide which one's the best one, though, so I know 343 will pick the best one, though, what they feel is the best. But we'll see. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, though, to talk about and see play out, Chief having some imprints of the diet. That would be crazy. Yo.
Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely possible, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
But to go back to the original question, I think the whole thing here is that we're going to be fighting on what is probably SaUcEySOARS or some other worn down Covenant world. Mm-hmm. Trying to find connections that maybe the Covenant or factions of the SaUcEySOARS have found in terms of like foreigner tech or like relationships thereof, and maybe he's learned of something like that through the Arbiter and he's there to try to find it, or maybe he did find out that there is some Forerunner importance on SaUcEySOARS and is there.
Maybe the Covenant didn't actually know about, and now they have the Janus key, they kind of like, whoa, maybe
because Dr. Phillips found that, if you have read any of the Kilo 5 trilogy, Dr. Phillips found that cave system on SaUcEySOARS that was Forerunner stuff, and he figured out kind of how to use it. So that would be the whole Oni tie-in right there. Oni knows of that place. Maybe there was something that they decoded afterwards, or maybe something not quite covered yet in the books, that there's a lot more down on SaUcEySOARS than we were originally led to believe.
Right, and maybe only Chief can access it now in some form of way. Maybe the librarian gave him whatever she gave him, has the opportunity to access certain things they would not have been able to before, and now they have this guy on his tail to see what it unlocks or whatever, it's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speculation's crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brent, Laird, do you have comments on that? I know me and Chance have been talking a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was. What was the question again? Sorry, I've got like 4 windows open and I had the headphones down real low. My bad.
Nah, it's cool.
What was the question? I'll answer as quick as I can.
The question was comparing the Halo 5 Guardians image to the one that was in the concept art. Just how there are some visual similarities between the two.
Well, weren't a lot of people saying that it was Precursor, or screaming it was Precursor? That's what the forum or the internet's theory is. The concept art is Precursor, and the Master Chief and the new character are on a Precursor planet. So that's about all I can say. I can pull from the image. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Most of the stuff I've heard is Covenant or Sangheli, not quite Prometheus.
Yeah, I know what that, like you were saying, that statue in the corner, but a lot of people are saying that jellyfish thing, whatever, animal, just seems like Precursor. I don't know. That's what a lot underlying theory is seeing as in the what was it, the Greg Bear novels, they were really pushing the Precursor, the really old Super Grave Mine, I'm sorry I forgot its name, but the timeless one. Timeless one. Yeah. Just based on the description, a lot of people are latching on saying that the jellyfish kind of sounds like, one of the little flood creatures in the second book. Not Primordium, not Silentium, whatever the second. It was Primordium was the second one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Silentium was the third one.
The second one. Krypton was the first one.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it sounds like that one of the creatures that was in that.
I really need to read those books.
Okay.
But that would be interesting, yeah. To see precursors have always been a mystery, kind of. So it'd be nice.
Well, if you read those books, you'll finally get to find out what the precursors are. At least.
So the precursors are a mystery to me because I haven't read the books.
Exactly. But okay. if you read those, then you'll get to know what they are. At least in context of Halo before the Halo rings are fired.
Right. Cool. I'll definitely have to check them out then. I've been meaning to, just the fact that I completely didn't understand Halo 4, and I was like, who the flip is this die deck guy? Who is this guy?
That's what we were saying earlier is if you had read all the books and all the extra stuff, you had a super awesome Halo experience, at least from the story standpoint. If you didn't read all that extra stuff,
you were confused.
You had that experience that you just mentioned.
Yep. And that was my experience.
If they have kind of like what they did with that 3-minute, catch up of what happened previously on Halo, if they're going to do that, they need to go, this is what happened in between Halos. Chief did this, they found the Spirit of Fire, this happened, and this is why X is happening right now. Kilo 5 arrested Halsey, whatever, all that kind of stuff should have been a little 2 or 3 minute video.
Yeah, I mean, you could have Lasky narrating it or something, kind of giving.
Sure, you don't even have to have the entire story, just the bullet points, the plot points that people can be like, oh, hey, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, okay, I can see why Chief is doing this, or the character, we'll call him Oni X or whatever. The character is doing this, why Chief is doing something, That 3-minute video or 4-minute video, because that's what people's attention spans are for YouTube videos and that kind of stuff. You need that, and you got to cram all that crap. All that extended universe stuff that we all love. That for the people that are beyond the Halo games and multiplayer, that you need all that context in that primer video. If you can't do that, then try and do the story around the novels, not have the novels directly connect with them. That's the way it's got to be, I believe.
Yeah, and it could be mentioned or whatever. Kind of like whenever I think about what they could do, I remember the librarians talk with Chief, and they did that backstory cutscene between the human Forerunner War kind of dealio. More of that would be very welcomed throughout the Halo games. It was very short, it was to the point. The humanity was running from something, not trying to attack them, and it was the Flood, right? So getting that kind of information in that quick little video was very helpful. but I wish it happened more, and I hope they do it more in the next game to kind of give backstory, or like you said, just kind of do that 3 to 5 minute video, and either way it'll work. So,
okay. I'm going to take a few more questions here from the chat, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for the night. Bobby B444 asks, who do you think will be Chief's enemy for the majority of the game? The new character or the Covenant?
Since we mentioned the Didact, I would probably put him in that list, but if I had to choose, that's a good question, because Jewel is still on people's radar, and he's with Halsey, right? So
has there been a lot of emphasis in that in Escalation?
No.
I haven't looked into Escalation that much. So it's I mean, that story, they haven't really talked about that too much after the story of Halo 4.
Which
it's kind of tapered off, which is really kind of odd.
Yeah, it is. Now that I think about it, it's been following Gajat. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Or Gujira?
Right, there you go. I think it's something like that. Yeah, and he's working with Captain Cutter's son, and I can't remember, what is it? I don't remember exactly their goal, really. I think it's just...
Flare.
Yeah, just take it out or whatever. But it's interesting to see that they're focusing on this new guy, who is apparently doesn't care about the Covenant. He's just working for money, essentially, instead of focusing on Jewel and Halsey and where they are currently at and what they are up to, you know? So, it feels like there's so many arcing stories with Halo now. You got Jewel's story, you got this new guy story, you got Spirit of Fire, which is kind of with that new guy story. You got Master Chief's journey as well, and you also have Infinity's journey, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how 343 starts to tie all this together. But to get back to the question, because we went completely off topic here, I would probably say the main threat, if the guy is an antagonist, would have to be the new guy, the Oni X guy, honestly.
Yeah. I think that's not. I think that's. I mean, Greenskull made a very convincing argument, so I am not. I'm not totally against that now. I'm not against playing as an antagonist, although I still think there needs to be some attachment to playing as the Master Chief with the campaign, because that's what Halo has been in the past. That's been the numbered Halo games, is the saga of Master Chief, and until that story kind of has a more finite end, I think the story needs to be closely kept to Chief, and definitely needs to be playing as Chief at some point or another in the game.
Yeah,
that's just my personal opinion on it, though.
It's a higher percentage chance that we'd be playing like Halo 2-esque in between the swapping back and forth than just ditching Chief overall. There's a very higher possibility in that end, and that would be completely okay to move the story along by jumping from antagonist to protagonist back and forth. That's something that would work very well.
Yeah. Drax actually has a similar question, but he said, will we be fighting someone like the Storm Covenant, Prometheans, or both in this game?
Why not the human rebels?
And so I was kind of thinking that earlier, because why wouldn't Oni... I mean, the Spartans were originally created because of the Civil War. So why couldn't the insurrectionists possibly get funding or ability to start their own program?
Well, that's what the whole Kilo 5 book is about, is stopping the Covenant or the elites and fighting the rebels, because one of the rebels had gotten a Covenant ship and was kind of pissed at Earth over certain plot points, which I won't say because certain people might not have read the books.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, if you guys remember the leaks from a while back saying we were fighting Prometheans, brutes, elites, jackals, grunts, and human insurrectionists, all in the same game, right? And at the same time, I kind of wonder, I don't know, you remember the Chief swore he would never kill another human in one of the older books. After he started fighting with the Covenant and all that, he swore he would not kill any more humans, right? Because it's the Covenant war, and you don't want to kill any more humans because you kind of already, you don't have, many to kill, essentially. But yeah, he promised that, so it'll be interesting to see a new dynamic in play if insurrectionists are what Chief is going to have to fight now, or Spartan 4s, So I don't know, like the thought of having to kill insurrectionists really
maybe it's a Spartan 5.
Yeah,
the new character's a Spartan 5. You know, the 4s were not liked very much. You know, they had to get that new group of Spartans push them up the door.
So Spartan 5s, yeah, with new Gen 5 systems that does something magical to them. Man, if they
it's gonna have that, what was that cut armor ability for the teleport hacks thing? You know, and that's standard on all armor abilities. You know, that comes with standard on all armor.
Oh goodness.
You know, it's like Armor Lock 3.0.
Yes, for the win.
Imagine they put Armor Lock. You could have 3 armor. I know people are gonna hate this. I'm just gonna troll. 3 armor abilities: sprint, Armor Lock, and that new teleport, or teleport, sprint, armor, whatever, a combination plus Promethean vision. So you could literally see through walls, sprint, and Armor Lock all at the same time. That would just
I think he just made Joey throw up in his mouth.
Nope. JPEG
said no one ever. I know. I'm just saying. That's why he's trolling out there. You know, he's having a seizure right now. Just going.
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah, exactly. No. And Saucy would be in there like,
seeing
what
as
the hell,
Dan
dude?
was saying, hey, 343 should cut him a check for the new story for Halo 5. Remember when we did that podcast with Typographic, and I said, what would happen if 343 offered you the ability in Halo 5 to make, have Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4 server lists with the dedicated servers. So if we're getting cut checks and this Master Chief Collection is coming true and multiplayer, I want my check for that edition that I predicted well before that leak came out, whatever it was a couple months ago. So, just saying. I want my check too.
Lots of predictions going out there. Lots of people wanting to collect checks.
Just saying. We're getting it out there.
Yeah. Giving them ideas. Last question that I see in the stream is from Rusuki. I think that's how you say his name.
It's Ricari. It's in secret.
He says, he directs this towards Greenskull, but he's not here anymore. He says, do you think Cortana... Whoops, it just disappeared. Do you think Cortana left so she can figure out what happened to her after rampancy? Like the final form of rampancy after jealousy, which is metastability.
Ooh, that's a good question.
There's only 2 AIs that have been able to do that. That's or one in the Halo lore.
Medicate bias.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Because he started off normal, went crazy, and then in Halo 3 came back to help Chief. So.
And we honestly don't know what happened to her while she was in the librarian's grasp.
We don't even know what happened to Medicant Bias. He could still be around too.
That too.
Do we even know what happened to Chief? Other than she advanced his, what did she call it?
they kind of cut it off right when they were about to say what it was, right?
Yeah, right. Because the Didact comes in and says, even in meddling, or even in death, her meddling continues. Yeah. By the way, that guy's voice is awesome. Just saying.
Oh, it's because he was Harbinger in Mass Effect 2 and 3.
Oh my gosh, you just blew my mind.
Well, yeah, that's for the running joke that I've had with Halo 4 is it was the unemployment line from the Mass Effect voice actors because Jennifer Hale came over, the guy that did the voice for Harbinger, was Didact, and there was a couple other voice actors, so it's like, they went from Mass Effect to Halo.
Okay then. That's pretty cool.
One last question that came up from Atlanthony, I think is how you say his name. He says, so did anyone read how Bonnie said that this was a journey? She made a huge point and emphasis on that word. So with that said, she followed it up by saying that the first step on this journey would start in 2014 and that it would be a big step. What does the podcast think this would mean? A prequel to Halo 5 that takes place between Halo 4 and the beginning of Halo 5? What thoughts around that statement that she made?
She does call it a great leap. She calls it a great leap. And when I first saw it, I was like, okay, Halo 2 Anniversary isn't happening, right? Because it's a big leap forward. But then I was like, well, if you think about it, a Master Chief Collection is a pretty big leap for Halo. All of these games on Xbox One, it's a pretty big leap. Plus the possibility of a Halo 5 beta intertwined with that. I said it's a big leap. I don't know. I want to believe this Master Chief Collection edition thing is what she was talking about. and that we probably the only prequel we will be getting for Halo 5 is Escalation.
Or that
what's going on?
Or that
Kilo 5 trilogy too.
No. The what is
there's a new book.
No, the Ridley Scott movie. That's
the movie.
There's also the Ridley Scott
digital
thing.
feature. Yeah, the digital feature.
No, the weird, wild theory on the internet right now is that if the Master Collection is out there, you were saying it's going to be a port of Anniversary and a total rebuild of Anniversary 2 and just ports of 3 and 4 with upticked res and frames per second and all that. But the wild theory is they've got Saber Interactive and Certain Affinity and another 2 companies, out there, whoever they are, all doing complete total overhauls of Halo 1, to make it look even better. Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4. Imagine they did like full engine reworks or upticked everything like they did for Anniversary, the first Halo Anniversary, for 1, 2, 3, and 4. That might be the big, leap forward that they're talking about.
Yeah, it could just be a big leap forward from a studio perspective of.
Well, think about it. They
getting
were
those games out there.
How they were building this brand new engine. What if they take that engine and they bring 1, 2, 3, and 4 into it, and then just go full tilt, crazy forward with it?
Well, I think we made a determination earlier that people don't want to really see the engines be touched all that much.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I'm not saying change the physics engine or change this. I'm just saying the graphics engine. Like, what if they take the Halo 5 graphics engine and they put it on Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, and then bring all of that so they all look like they're brand new Xbox One games? Yes,
that's still a massive rewrite, though.
Well, it's kind of like
you have to modify the game engine to interact with the graphics.
It's kind of like Anniversary, though. It has the 2 engines intertwining, right?
That's right.
So you have the Halo 5 engine and the original engine on top of each other, so you can flip back and forth. You just have better graphics.
All I'm saying is, if there is a company out there that can do this and has the money to hire a contract, like Saber and Certain Affinity and whatnot, it is Microsoft. And all I'm saying is if they, they have the resources to do it. And that's what the big theory is, that they redid all the engines. It's not just port of Anniversary and a redo of Anniversary 2. And it's up res, like, 1080p and slightly better, graphics and better frame rate. It's a full on remake, like, like Halo 1 to Anniversary is. That's the kind of effort there's, a lot of people are speculating that 2, 3, and 4 are gonna get.
Yeah.
Just saying. That's what I'm reading. That's what a lot of people are saying that giant leap forward
is getting super beautiful and all 60 frame per second editions of all the 1 through 4
like
Halo
imagine
games.
Everyone was saying Halo 4 looked great on the Xbox 360, but you talked about the technical difficulties. Imagine Halo 4 at 1080p, up-res, because it was running on the Reach, a modified Reach engine. So it was outputted at 720p and however many frames per second. Imagine if they could do all the little technical things that they wanted to for Halo 4, they could actually do now with the Xbox One. All I'm saying is, from a technology standpoint, it's possible. Now, I'm getting my hopes up really high that this is what it is, but I'm saying it's very possible if they want to do it.
If they took, if all 3 companies, even then it'd be tough, but if all 3 companies, Saber Interactive, Certain Affinity, and 343 dove into it, they could probably get it done. I'm just saying, that'd be a lot of work for them to do.
We know there's 300, 400 or so. I'm going to say a little over 300 at 343 alone. Yeah. We know how many over at Saber Interactive. They're over in St. Petersburg, Russia. And Certain Affinity, they're a very decent sized team now, and they're always hiring. All I'm saying is one studio could cover one game. I mean, you've already got Halo 1 out there and done, right, as Anniversary. All they'd have to do is just do a slight graphics overhaul. Say Saber Interactive is doing Halo 2, and Certain Affinity is doing Halo 3, and 343, seeing as they did Halo 4, it would just be simple to keep it in-house, and a small team is working on it to, I don't know, push it to the Xbox One. I mean, there was all that talk about it going on Steam and being played on Windows 8 and all that kind of stuff. I mean, so we already know the Xbox One is basically running Windows 8 because it's an x86 architecture. Sorry for all the technical talk if no one understands, but basically it's a PC and it runs a stripped-down version of Windows 8. All I'm saying is, if they want, they can do it.
Yep. Definitely good.
Sorry for a bit of a rant. I've been kind of quiet for the last couple hours.
It's cool. But that pretty much wraps it up. I think we got a lot covered with the Halo 5 announcement today. It's been a hectic day. I know I didn't really get much work done that I should have gotten done.
Yeah.
But, who cares?
It's all right. We get to sit and bask in Halo glory.
I got a text message from Grim Brother 1 at 5:30 this morning, and I'm like, oh yeah, Halo or whatever it was, announcement. And I woke up and started talking to Dusty and forgot to go back to sleep. Keeps forgetting that East Coast time versus West Coast.
It's a big difference.
Yep.
So thank you guys for tuning into the show. Oh, we have one last question here. Bobby B44, he says, what if instead of them doing remakes, they do a second season of Spartan Ops? Would that be exciting or off-putting?
If they call it Spartan Ops, very off-putting.
If they put it behind the paywall, also very off-putting to a lot of people. I had a ongoing theory that Spartan Ops Season 2 was Halo Escalation.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things that came up in interviews that Frank and them talked about with Spartan Ops didn't come true, where they talked about the Arbiter making an appearance and maybe Elite Ops they were talking about doing. And what happens is at the end of the beginning of Escalation, it takes up for the events right after Spartan Ops. You got the whole debrief with why Palmer didn't take out Halsey and all that kind of stuff. And the Arbiter makes an appearance just like multiple times that, Frank or whoever said maybe the Arbiter will show up in Spartan Ops or whatever. So all those little cues, that's what leads me to think that Spartan Ops Season 2 is actually Halo Escalation.
Yeah, for sure. And if you think about it, it's not far-fetched to think that Halo 2 Anniversary is coming with some Halo 2 Anniversary with the multiplayer plus an episodic content added onto it, possibly for the next game. It's not crazy to think that.
Terminals, they're actually... The studio that makes that is actually just a couple blocks from where I live, and I occasionally peer into them on my way to my own game studio, so wish I'd be able to see what they're working on right now.
Okay, last shotgun question. Who thinks that we are going to see our other Forerunners still out there, like the ISO Didact mentioned in Rebirth?
I'm going to have to say yes because of the Didact. I think we'll see him because of the Didact speech at the end of Halo 4. He's definitely talking to someone, and it's someone above him. Someone who is...
That's true, but it's a it's a major spoiler. If you haven't read Silentium, do you care?
No, I don't care, I don't care at all.
Well, at the end of Silentium, or not the end, midway through, you find out that there was actually Forerunners that became their own kind of like how humans went from being Neanderthals to, Homo sapiens, so they split. So apparently there was a colony, sorry, not the Didact. Wow, I'm really dropping names and you just said it. The Didact's wife. I'm sorry, my brain's gone right now.
Librarian.
Sorry. The librarian went out on a scouting mission, and she found this Forerunner sect out there, colony, and they were very different than the Forerunners that were portrayed in the Forerunner books and what we see in Halo 4. So maybe Didact was like, yo, dog, and he showed up at, the Forerunner planet, or colony. And that's that speech that we're hearing at the end of Halo 4.
Man. Yeah, that would be interesting. Whenever I thought of the speech, I just thought he was talking some really high up Forerunners or maybe even precursors or something like that. He's trying to defend his actions, which he... Do
you care about spoilers? Because that's kind of a big one. I mean, about the precursors. Do you want the answer if you're not going to read the books?
Oh, I know that most of them are supposed to be dead or something like that. Oh, they're all supposed to be dead.
Let's save that
I'll tell you that offline.
Yeah, let's save that for when we get to the book podcast, which I'm now convinced more than ever that I need to get to reading those and get those book episodes out of the way. So with the whole Halo 5 announcement, I'm kind of reworking the idea of what I'm exactly going to do for the next few episodes of Podtacular until E3. So we may kind of switch that around and I can't do audiobooks, dude. I really can't.
When you're having going to bed or something like that. That's what I do.
It doesn't work for me.
All right. I haven't bought an actual physical Halo book since I started switching over to the audiobooks since Glasslands. That's just me.
Yeah. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. We had a 2.5-hour podcast. That's quite a while. We haven't had one of those in a long time. For those that are new to the podcast, you can find us over at podtacular.com. And we do our podcast weekly, normally at 8:30 p.m. on Thursday evenings, and we do a live stream on Twitch TV. You can find that over at twitch.tv/podtacular. Go ahead and give us a follow, and that way you can catch up on all the latest Halo news and community discussion going forward, and we'll keep you up to date on all developments Halo 5 related. And when the E3 hits, we're going to be shooting podcasts out left and right. It's going to be crazy mayhem, and we're on board with it. We're on board the hype train, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope you are on the train with us.
Shouldn't you be playing copyrighted music all aboard the train or whatever it was from the 90s?
Oh, you're a funny man. You can check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/podtacular, Facebook, facebook.com/podtacular, and on YouTube, youtube.com/podtactv. We are going to be doing some video stuff here pretty soon. I'm actually probably going to put a video up tomorrow regarding the Halo 5 announcement. Haven't done a video in a long time, actually, so I'm hoping to make those a little bit more of an occurrence now with Halo 5 news and potentially other Halo news coming very soon with E3 coming up and all. So that's going to be important. Getting some other stuff with the website going on as well, because lack of forums today kind of sucked. So I'm just going to kind of stand those up as they are, unfinished, and be like, hey, just going to foster the discussions, have people come in and talk about stuff, and we'll get the forums all nice and pretty as time goes on. Just kind of making that line in the sand for me. It's like, yep, it's time to do something about that. So, definitely hit us up on the website. Send us an email regarding anything that we talked about tonight if you have any questions or anything clarified, or if you think that one of our opinions out of the 9 I think that we had on the show are completely wrong or completely right. Let us know. Shoot us an email. You can do that by sending an email to submissions@podtacular.com or calling our listener voicemail at 240-200-HALO. That's 240-200-4256. Make sure you check out all of our guests that were on the show tonight. First off, we had lots of people. We had Greenskull from Ready Up Live. You can check him out over at readyuplive.com. You can check out Mark Turcotte over from Guardian Radio, and that is theguardiansofdestiny.com. They do a weekly podcast on Destiny news. And
now Halo. Also Halo now.
There's a couple of times they've talked about Halo stuff, but they're mostly Destiny. They're very good guys. They're been doing the podcast now for over a year, and they just keep on growing. So definitely check them out. We have Laird from Halo Collector. Of course, he's still with us, which is nice. You can find him over at halocollector.com.
Yep.
You can. There was a Vanirfreyja, who is a moderator or community leader over at GrifballHub.com and former admin of BigTeamBattle.net. And I'm just going to drop a hint that you may want to keep your Big Team Battle ears attentive to some future stuff down the road. I think they may be working on something, but I'm not sure. You can check out Chance King over at... gosh, I'm getting all these mixed up now. You Where are you again? Sorry.
You want me to plug it? Yeah, no problem.
You're Halo Dispatch, right?
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
At Halo Dispatch and at Destiny Dispatch if you're Destiny fans. So
you got like the big 2 titles for Xbox One coming up.
Yep. Yeah, man. We are going crazy right now. We're just like getting hyped. We're trying to get the Halo side going because we're really big fans of Halo. We're really big fans of Bungie and all that. So we're excited. So yeah, follow us for all Destiny and Halo stuff.
Can I make a prediction? I just thought something really crazy of what they were talking about, that giant leap at E3. What if they announce at E3 or shortly after that Halo Fest 2 is taking place at PAX this year?
I will do all I can to make it to that.
I'm just saying, you got Anniversary, you've got the community all hyped, now you got Halo 5 announced just like they did with Anniversary 1 and Halo 4. I'm just saying, what if that's what that giant kick in the ass that they're talking about is coming? What if it's Halo Fest 2 plus Halo 4 plus Halo 2 Anniversary? I'm just saying, providing all those things line up, wouldn't that just rock?
That would be pretty cool.
Yep.
So, also one of the other people that ended up leaving was Matty McDonald. He's over from reddit.com/r/Halo. He's one of the admins over there, so shout-outs to him. And last but not least was SaUcEySOARS, or Joey, over from teambeyond.net. Beyond Entertainment, and they cover pretty much everything first-person shooter related over there.
Yep.
So definitely check all of these people out. They're pretty prominent within the Halo kind of realm of things, other than Mark. He's more Destiny, but there's a shared heritage there with Bungie, so I thought it was a good idea to get him on and see what his opinions and thoughts are, because they are kind of Halo fans at heart, and moving over to Destiny, there's still some tie between there. And with the whole Guardians name now, there's going to be a little pitter-patter, I'm sure, between the Halo communities and the Destiny communities. Just kind of some fun gesturing, though.
Yep.
No doubt.
For sure.
But check all of those guys out. They're all pretty cool people to get to know. You can check all of them out on Twitter. They all have Twitter accounts. And we'll definitely be hooking those up for you in the post that we have for this episode. For those of you who are new, please be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes and give us a listen, see if you like us down the road, and we will definitely be covering E3 to the max. We're going to have a bunch of coverage. I'm hoping to get there somehow, some way. So if I am there, there's going to be videos, there's going to be blog posts, there are going to be podcasts. I will probably not get sleep, and it will probably be bad for my health, but I'm going to be there for Halo if everything falls into place, which I'm really hoping that it does.
If you don't mind, I'll pledge my support if you want to call it a joint venture for San Diego Comic-Con. So I'll cover the TV shows for Podtacular and all that kind of stuff that they're probably going to announce there. If you want interviews, all that kind of stuff.
I think that we can make that work.
Okay. Going anyways, going for the Halo stuff, so might as well help someone else.
Definitely. Thank you everyone for tuning who were in the live stream. Huge shout outs to you. Had good conversations in there I saw going on. I think we topped out at 50 people at one point, and I think we had several people just come on through. So definitely appreciate every one of you guys who took a moment to listen to us. And we hope that you like what you hear, and we want to hear feedback from it as well. So definitely leave us a comment on the post and shoot us an email if you want. Let us know how we're doing. We look to be a good source of news in podcast form. I know there's a lot of other ways to consume media and news via YouTube, whether it be through someone like Greenskull or Halo Dispatch or teambeyond.net, or more of a blog setting. But podcast setting really gives a chance to discuss what is there instead of just addressing the news as it is. Instead of just being that instantaneous, here's what's going on. It gives a chance to discuss and speculate and have these healthy conversations and debates around what's going on. I think that's really where we get an understanding of what news really means in the Halo universe.
So what you're saying is live interaction sells it.
I think so.
I can agree with that.
It's more entertaining to hear nerds argue on the internet than it is reading it on the internet. I totally agree.
It's disgusting.
Oh, okay, whatever you want to call it. But it's more entertaining to have live interaction. Like it's that's the whole point. This is entertainment. I'd rather listen to a nearly 3-hour podcast. Holy crap, 3-hour podcast than read a 3-hour debate in text. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
I think for people that are really into what is going on with the universe, I think a podcast is a good kind of judgment of where people's views are on a lot of stuff that's coming out. But that's just my personal opinion. That's why I do podcasting. That's why I love to do podcasting. That's why I've been doing Podtacular for almost 6 years now, and I will continue to do so until Halo is my last dying breath, probably. So
you mean when Halo 75 is out?
Yeah, exactly.
When Frankie's grandchildren is running the studio and Bonnie Ross's grandchildren is head of franchise development and all that kind of stuff.
Man, nepotism.
Something
going on at 343. Generations of people working up there. That'd be crazy.
Generational Halo, man. I mean, think about it. I mean, right now we're talking about generational Halo fans.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So, yeah, but that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Hope we've earned for you new listeners your support, and definitely give us a listen. Let us know how we're doing, and we will hope to see you guys next week. With that said, keep on fragging Guardians.